local radio, and KINA Sports. Trojan basketball is on the air. This is Countdown to Tip-Off for Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA Sports. Coming up, you're going to get a full preview of area games, analysis on this matchup, and keys to a Trojan win. Now let's head to the gym for Countdown to Tip-Off right here on KINA.
After two really good basketball seasons a year ago, the Southeast of Saline Hoopers are ready to get a brand new season underway, and they will do so tonight in Hesston. Hi, and welcome in to Hesston High School. My name is Devin Haney. We'll have play-by-play of tonight's contest as the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans and the Southeast of Saline Trojans visit the Swathers of Hesston. On tonight's broadcast for the girls' game, we'll have Tyler Smith. For the boys' game, we'll have Francis Flax as we go through a doubleheader of what should be really good basketball tonight here at Hesston High School. On the boys' side, later on, game number 2 of our nightcap, we will have a rematch of a state tournament game that happened last year in the semifinals. A lot of people said that probably should have been the state championship. However, it was in the semifinals, and Hesston ended Southeast of Saline's season, going on to win the Class 3A state title. Southeast of Saline won their next game and finished third. They will rematch tonight with a much different cast of characters. Coming up on the girls' side, though, we will have the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans and a trio of seniors that hopes to lead the Lady Trojans back to the promised land, coming off a 19-4 season just 1 year ago. Shauna Smith is entering her 8th season, and we'll sit down and talk to her next. Brought to you by Frisbee Construction. Countdown to tip-off for Southeast of Saline basketball here from Hesston, worldwide on Salina Post, and locally right here on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
It's the holidays, the most glorious time of the year. Friends and family coming to your home to celebrate with dinner, drinks, and that terrible, horrendous smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home and making your holiday stink. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you're asking for trouble. Call Salina Septic Service today, and we will make sure your holiday is jolly and bright. Salina Septic Service, wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and worry-free holiday season.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Salina Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Salina Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Salina Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salinaortho.com.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Hi everyone, it's Winnell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country, one call to me and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com. Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
Back here on Countdown to Tip-Off, getting ready for Southeast of Saline Lady Trojan basketball, and our chance to sit down and have a pregame conversation with head coach Shauna Smith, entering your 8th season already, Coach. And boy, the Lady Trojans have had really good seasons the last couple of years. You're coming off of a 19-4 campaign a year ago, and as always, this time of year, some pieces that you need to replace, but you have a really nice core coming back on this team as well, don't you?
Yeah, we're excited to get the season started, to see kind of where we're at and who we're with.
It's kind of different, and we talk about ever-evolving things that go on in the off-season. Summer basketball, tournament basketball during the summer. Then you have jamborees now that you can go play in if you want to. Just talk about your off-season from the end of the year last year up until this point.
You know, we had in the off season, we got, come in the summertime, and, all of our kids do a really good job of coming in, doing some work and playing summer league. Tuesday night, we went to a jamboree at McPherson, played McPherson and Salina Central, played some 4A, 5A schools, and really got after it. That was a step forward for Keisha to, let us play in a jamboree. So a scrimmage that we could, see what we need to get better at. It's better before some things on for Thursday or tonight. I really appreciate them, letting us go play in that jamboree.
Just how beneficial was that? I mean, you have your summer and you have your couple of weeks that you get ready for the season. But in the past, it's kind of been like, okay, the lights are on, the good jerseys are on, and here we go. You had a chance to kind of mingle in a gym, so to speak, and not only see what your team looked like in a game-type situation, but also a couple other really good teams as well.
Yeah, and I just thought it, helps us get some of those first game jitters out. Just kind of going through your warm up, everything. We try to make it as game like as possible between all three of us teams. We asked each other kind of what we wanted to do, what we wanted to accomplish out of it. To play zone, some man, whatever. I thought it was a really good thing for us to go do. I mean, it seemed like it was kind of a short night in some ways, but again, I thought it's better than going to practice. You just kind of think if you play against your same kids, for these last how many weeks, you kind of need to go against somebody that doesn't know what you're doing to expose some of those things that you need to maybe go back and work on. So then we came back and worked Wednesday and Thursday on some things that we knew that we needed to get better at.
You have a really young team this year. When you come into the season, most of your roster is bottom loaded with freshmen and sophomores. And I say that to lead into this question. Last year, you were without one of your assistants in Julie Lund. Julie is back on the staff this year with your young roster and a lot of attention being played to the lower levels of Lady Trojan basketball. How important is she even more so this year?
Well, and like I said, we missed her a lot last year, not having her, just having kids, yesterday at the end of practice, we were going through some set plays and stuff that, we have a couple of kids hurt right now, but we did 10 on one end, 5 on the other end, and she has kids and she just ran through things dry. And so we don't have kids standing on the sidelines. We try to not do that as much as possible. And just somebody just to kind of run through things and for them to ask more questions too, like during practice when we're going through things. Totally different kind of practice this year, having her around and just having that extra body. We start practice out every day doing guard and post drills. Well, she takes some of the posts, I take the other post, and Coach Reedy does the guards there, and now we get so much more done. You get more reps in when you have another person with you.
Student-to-teacher ratio, right? I mean, it's not only in the classroom, it's in the gym as well. It's so good to have her back on the roster with you as well. Let's talk about this team. 3 seniors on the roster, and every single one of those seniors is a key part of this team. Talk about the senior class and how special they are. Boy, they are not used to losing, are they?
No, and that's kind of weird talking earlier. That's kind of why we wanted to go play the jamboree and go see where we're at, because we wanted to be. We opened up with Hesston here, and they're a high level team, and so we wanted to see where we're going to be at. And then these 3 seniors, they know how to play that, and they both are, they all play 2-3 sports and winning at them, and I think that's always contagious. Winning when you win in one sport and it takes over to another sport. Whatever. So I think those girls, those 3 seniors, we're going to miss them. And we've talked a lot at practice about, what those 3 seniors have done and how they don't miss anything. They're leaders on and off the court. When I ask them if I need something done, whatever, they're always there to volunteer to do those things.
Brielle Potachik along with Lexi Jacobson, also Maddie Harris, that senior class for this year's Lady Trojan squad. What is your main concerns when you look at that? Obviously, your seniors are your strength. What are your main concerns and challenges early on with this team?
I think just some depth is going to be our concern there because, we're going to get young real quickly and going to the bench. But that's not a huge concern of us, just, foul trouble. And then size has always just been a big thing for us, but we've also dealt with that the last few years. About the last 4 years, we haven't had any real big size. 5'7" is our biggest, but, Lexi plays a lot bigger than she really is at 5'7". That's kind of the things that we kind of know how to play that way.
When you can jump a foot higher than everybody else, it has a tendency to equal out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
With this Hesston squad, I know early on here, Coach, it's more about you than it is them. But this Hesston game is it's one of those games now that went from kind of maybe like a one-off, open the season, let's go do this, and then get into other games and teams that we're more familiar with. But I was talking to Bryson Flax on the guys' side earlier today, and now this just becomes like kind of something we all look forward to, right? What do you know about the Lady Swathers this year?
We know they bring back, 3 players that played a lot of minutes for them last year, and 2 really good, the Proctor girl and the Bergen girl that will come in and give them a lot of minutes and points. Just by summertime, the Bergen girl has really improved, so we're going to definitely have to contain her tonight. But it's the same thing as, they don't know what we're doing, we don't know what they're doing, so it is kind of a first game of the year. You kind of just think you tell the girls what you think they might do, but we're just hoping that we can play and we can score tonight. I think that's just going to be our biggest thing, is trying to get some buckets. What
do you want to see most other than just scoring the basketball from your team? At this point in the year, you kind of expect some things to not go so great, but, you just want to see them take care of the basketball too, don't you?
Yeah, like you said, if they give us some full court pressure, something like that, take care of the ball and handle those things. I thought we did a really good job at the Jamboree doing that.
Shauna Smith, she's the head coach of the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans. They start a new season here in Hesston tonight. Coach, thank you for your time so much. Best of luck to you tonight.
All right, thank you.
Back with more Lady Trojan basketball after this on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
For a limited time, take advantage of savings on new Case IH specialty utility and all-purpose tractors with 2.5% interest for 84 months or cash back. With easy operation, Case IH tractors deliver the flexibility and durability your operation demands. Hurry in. Offer ends December 31st, 2023. Stop by Can Equip in Salina and set yourself up for greater productivity with a great deal on a Case IH tractor that works as hard as you do.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan Sports Program.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Troublesome car repair? Everyone has told you it cannot be fixed or it's way too expensive? Try McCam Auto Service in Gypsum, Kansas. They do quick, dependable work and provide the lowest hourly rate in the area. McCam Auto will service your vehicle from front to back and everything in between. They treat you and your car like a friend or even family. McCam Service specializes in engine and transmission rebuild. 701 Maple, Gypsum, Kansas. Wouldn't trust anyone else with my family car. So, if your repair seems grim, remember McCam. Give them a call today to make your appointment.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Welcome back into the high school in Hesston. Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith, Big Sam Pretty producing and engineering as we are getting ready for game number 1 of the 2023-2024 basketball season. And we'll start it here with Southeast of Saline and Hesston, 2 of the perennial powers, no matter where you look at, boys or girls in Class 3A over the last few years. And this is a game that I think we're all looking forward to. Both coaches and I talked about, just the fact of walking into this gym or having Hesston walk into your gym. And this used to be kind of a novelty, right? I think it was scheduled maybe because it just was convenient and the 2 schools were open. But now, Tyler, you almost feel like this is a necessity, right? I mean, this is fun to start the year. A lot of times it ends the year, too.
We talk about it. Yeah, I remember talking about this last year. It's that whole championship. It's a champions class that you see on ESPN with Duke and Kentucky and Michigan State and KU, and they just kind of rotate who plays. I mean, this is kind of that kind of opener. I mean, there's no gimmies to open up your season. You're playing a heavyweight fight just to start the season. I think the coaches absolutely love it because it's a test right away. You see where you are, what you need to work on, and the thing, it places you, especially in the pack of 3A. It says right from the get-go, here's where we are.
Last year, Southeast of Saline finished 19-4. They ran into a buzzsaw in Phillipsburg and really good players. One of them now at K-State, and this is a Southeast of Saline team 2 years ago that went to the state tournament. And it's a team from Hesston that is conveniently kind of just wore a path out between here in the sports arena in Hutchinson as well. They were back-to-back state champions in 13-14 and 14-15. In that time span, this Hesston Lady Swather team, under the direction of Matt Richardson, only lost 1 game. They were 51-1 in that time that they won those 2 state titles. Last year they were 17-6. Matt Richardson's combined score here in his 18th season at Hesston, 318 wins against just 95 losses. An unbelievable record for him, and he has a squad this year that I think a lot like Southeast of Saline. He wants to see how they're going to gel early on. I think that's the common theme, but he knows that he has a flat-out stud to lean on, and that is a junior. She's 5 foot tall, and it's Kendall Brugan. Brugan last year as a sophomore just got better and better as the year went on. She ended up averaging almost 20 points a game throughout the season, 6.5 rebounds, and 3 steals per contest. I think when you look at her and you also throw in junior Abby Proctor at 5'10", those 2 are really the catalysts that make this Lady Swather team run, Tyler, and those are the 2 that are going to have to be the defensive focus of Southeast.
They are, and I think if you've seen kind of Shauna Smith coach teams over the years, like she'll figure out who that star is, and she'll muffle them. I mean, even if you look back at that Phillipsburg game last year, I mean, Taryn Seitz did so many things with Taryn Seitz. I might have had her season low in scoring. She obviously hurt Southeast Saline in other ways.
Yeah.
But that's going to be, it'll be Kendall Brugan that's the emphasis of the defense. You muffle her, and you make somebody like Abby Proctor step up, and you make Proctor score 20. You know that Kendall's going to get her points, but she can't go off for 20, 25, 30 tonight. You muffle her, you see what happens, and you make everybody else kind of beat you.
I think Southeast of Saline and a lot of schools on social media have done a really good job getting out the word of the new rule. And the new rule has to do with fouls related to free throws. I'm curious with you, Tyler. It is now a quarter limit, not a half, where we used to compile fouls all the way to halftime, reset during the intermission, and then start counting again. When you get to 7 fouls, you put your opponent in a bonus 1-and-1 situation. 10 fouls, you put your opponent in a double bonus 2 free throws situation. Now it's quarter by quarter, and if you watch any kind of ladies basketball in college, this is the same rule that they have, and it is fouls by quarter. In high school this year, it is 5 fouls per quarter. There are no 1-and-1 situations anymore, every foul results after 5 fouls in 2 free throws. Your thoughts on the rule change and how this may affect games here, especially early on?
Well, I like the rule change. I like just staying consistent with what we're seeing on TV. And we're seeing, obviously women's college basketball just blow up, before our eyes. So it's nice to keep that consistent so the fans understand both games. I think the way that the game is going to be coached is going to be way different, because all of a sudden you're not, you're looking at the foul situation and you're obviously, I think there's going to be less foul shots being shot despite getting 2, because you have to get to 5 in each quarter before you get there. But also you start looking at, once you get there, that's 2 shots, and that's kind of that's a minute breather for girls that you might want to get subbed in and subbed out. Now it's 2 shots. They can relax on that first, another shot's coming. And we talk about kind of the strengths and the weaknesses of Southeast Saline. We talk about maybe one of their not so strengths. I don't want to call it a weakness, but they don't have the depth they've had in years past. And anytime that you can get these girls just that extra breather, that extra 30 seconds where nothing's going on, they can relax, I think it's going to be a positive for Southeast of Saline.
I think people, and especially fans, have a tendency to hate what is new and what they don't understand. I will say this has a tendency to make the game go smoother. It also has a tendency to speed up some of those clunky games, right? We've all seen a game or called a game on the radio that you're probably about 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter and you're already shooting a 1-and-1, and you're like, we got to do this the rest of the half. Well, now that's going to reset at the end of the quarter, so you get to go back to where you were. That's the thing I like about it. But as you said, there's going to be a little bit of adjustment time with coaching. I think the players are probably the least sensitive group here. I know fans that don't understand it, there were free muzzles when you walked in here today if you don't know the rule, to keep you from chirping at the officials about what are you doing and how you're running the game. But I think it's going to be fun to watch, to say the very least.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's the adjustment period. It's getting to see it. But it's also, you can pull your team aside and reset. After every quarter, you can say, all right, now we're gonna approach this quarter a little bit differently. We know how coaches coach, like you do handle quarters differently, and now you don't have to be handcuffed with the amount of fouls. So I'm excited to see how the adjustment, how every coach throughout the state makes the adjustment.
Let's take a brief preview of the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojan team. Again, 19-4 last year. 4 major pieces of that team are back under 8th-year head coach Shauna Smith. They start with the leading returning scorer, Lexi Jacobson. Lexi is a 5'7" senior. She led the team last year in rebounding at 6 rebounds a game. She also scored 10 points a game on average. Big shot Brielle Potachik also in the starting lineup. She is back in her senior season at 5'4". She averaged 8 points a game last year, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Right along with her in the sidecar, Maddie Harris, a 5'6" senior, 7.5 points per game, 4 rebounds. Maddie led the team in assists at 3.5 a game and also steals. The 4th person and the underclassman, Abigail Pearson. Abba, a 5'7" sophomore. She averaged 4.5 points a game a year ago and 3 rebounds. And then the newbie into the starting lineup is Sarah Feldman. She's the only Southeast player in the starting lineup tonight that has not started a game as of yet. Even Pearson had 1 start a year ago. Sarah Feldman last year appeared in 6 games as a sophomore. 19-4 were the Lady Trojans a year ago. They're under the direction of Shauna Smith in her 8th season. Steve Reedy on the bench with her, along with Julie Lund. When we come back, we'll preview and go over the starting lineups for the Hesston Lady Swathers. We're just about ready to get a brand new basketball season underway. It's live stream video on SalinaPost.com, brought to you by our friends at L&L Advisors, and also right here on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall, Salina, and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.com. KYNA.org.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
Salina Post and KINA, your home for all things Trojan. The Southeast of Saline Trojan sports stream live on the Salina Post, and you can always listen at 910 AM, 107.5 FM, or at 910KINA.com.
Home Automotive Center in Abilene and Salina has been named Dealer Raider in 2023 for Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. What's that mean? It means when you buy a vehicle at Home Automotive, you will receive the absolute best in service now for the 11th consecutive year in Abilene and the first for the new Salina location. Home Automotive just keeps exceeding your expectations because you are the number one priority, and that is just one reason why. When you shop at Home Automotive Center in Abilene and Salina, you're going to be glad you did.
You're telling me your driver turns you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor is running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Just about ready for starting lineups here of Hesston. I need to go back and make a amendment on the starting lineups for Southeast of Saline. I said Sarah Feldman. It is actually Addison Rohr, the 5'7" junior, played in 19 games a year ago and had 3 different occasions where she scored 4 points. So it is Rohr, Potacik, along with Jacobson, Harris, and Abba Pearson. For Heston's Lady Swathers, they have a veteran head coach on their bench. His name is Matt Richardson. Last year, these Swathers were 17-6. They will start Kendall Brugan, a 5'10" junior, 19 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 3 steals a season ago in her sophomore campaign. Fellow junior Abby Proctor will be right along with her, also 5'10". She averaged 7.5 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals last year as a sophomore. Also, Casey Mason, another junior, 5'8", 4.5 points per game, 3.5 rebounds for this Lady Swathers squad. Callie Yoder is a sophomore this year. She's 5'3", and also Ava McGill, a 5'6" junior. When we look at the first game of the season, a lot of times, Tyler, it's more about yourself than it is the opponent. This is a high-profile, big marquee game between the Lady Trojans and the Lady Swathers. Your New Image Audio keys to success today for Southeast of Saline.
I'd say tonight the key to success is finding out who that alpha is, who's going to take those big shots. You know, you look at the last couple of years at Southeast Saline, despite having, returning 3 big-time veterans that have put in a lot of minutes and scored a lot of points for Southeast Saline, they've always had those big shots. If you go back to Slazer, you go back to Getz, you go back to Castleman, you names in Trojan Pass, who's going to take those shots? Because I think sometimes a shot is the best way for Lexi Jacobs to get the basketball. She's going to crash the offensive boards. Maddie Harris, Brielle Potacik, they've got to let it fly tonight. I think Coach Shauna Smith wants to see each of them get 10 to 15 shots up. They got to go out wanting to score 20. I'm excited for tonight, Devin. It's going to be a great night.
We've seen flashes of greatness between all 3 of the seniors, right? And I think we're at this point now where we're just itching. We're sitting on the edge of our seat to see consistent greatness out of these 3 seniors. I think that's the most exciting thing about this team. Also, there's going to be some youngsters come off that bench that have a potential of being really good too.
And that's always the exciting thing about the start of a new season is names that perhaps we don't know because they played sub-varsity before or they're freshmen. They're going to come in. This is the time to shine, and there's no better time than at Hesston right now.
Brugan and Jacobson in the center circle to start this one. It's going to be Jacobson winning the jump ball all the way into the backcourt. It'll be Maddie Harris who ends up with it. She'll operate to the left-hand side. Brielle Potacik. Brielle, an underhanded pass to Addison Rohr. Now over to the right. Pearson will pull a jumper on a long 2-pointer. That's no good, and the rebound comes away to the Lady Swathers. Swathers wearing white trimmed in red. Southeast of Saline with a newer look this year. They're wearing purple trimmed in black. Harris up top defending as Southeast of Saline starts out man-to-man defense. They work it to the right-hand side to Bruggen. Bruggen guarded by Harris. Now back out for a two-pointer. Toe on the line. That's no good from Hesston. And the Lady Swathers will get their own rebound. Long distance three from Bruggen. That's no good. And the rebound fished out of there by Abba Pearson. Pearson up the right-hand side. Potacik now back to Harris. Top of the key. She'll shake the baby back and forth. They'll dump it off inside. And a two-pointer up and good. Harris was able to find Addison Rohrer.
Yeah, and a great job right there. Just Maddie just getting everything composed. Looked like maybe Abba kind of got herself in trouble with the dribble. Maddie kind of composed herself. Little shake and bake right there. Great finish from Rohrer.
Hesston now trailing by 2 as we operate here through a brand new season. First minute gone by. And a offensive foul, it looks like, down low. Inside battling, a big body foul. It's going to be called on Hesston, and that will go against Casey Mason. First foul of the night.
Yeah, and again, talking about the depth and the lack of depth, I mean, the foul game is going to be huge tonight. I mean, Hesston doesn't have a lot of players on that bench, and we know the star power of their top 2. I think after that they drop off a little bit, so it's going to be crucial to stay out of foul trouble tonight.
Maddie Harris just lost the basketball. First turnover of the game. It was taken away by Callie Yoder. Yoder now goes to the left to Bruggen. Three-pointer left-hand side is good from Kendall Bruggen. That is the first basket I'm sure many she will score this season for the Lady Swathers.
Yeah, it's a pretty shot. You can't give her any room right there. It's just catch. It's a quick release. Great shot from Bruggen.
Pearson with it up top. She's in a bit of trouble. Has to throw it away. Over looking to the right-hand side to Jacobson, who was kind of hung out there on the right wing. Never really came to offer any help. And Pearson's going to turn it over. Back-to-back miscues now for Southeast of Saline.
And that's frustrating. I mean, the turnover is one thing, but then you don't want to multiply the situation, multiply the problem by then committing the foul 50 feet away from the bucket right there. Abigail's, after the turnover, she's just got to kind of go back. She was looking for the trap to try to get the ball back, but just get back, play defense.
Here's a shot fake, little head and shoulder twitch on the left-hand side. And a foul will be called as one of the Lady Swathers got to the rack over there on the left. It's Abby Proctor. Proctor was fouled in the act of shooting, says the officials, and she will go to the free throw line to attempt her free throws.
Yeah, great ball fake from Proctor out there. Got Harris up in the air. Harris leaves, and then she's trying to retreat and get back. Looks like she bumps Proctor going up for the layup.
Proctor's first free throw is up and no good. Second free throw on the way is good. Last 4 points belong to Hesston. Or did they wave that one off? What happened there?
I think they're going to count the bucket. They're counting the bucket, but calling the foul right there on Casey Mason, which is going to be her second. That's huge.
Second personal on Casey Mason.
Yeah, 2 bang fouls on Casey Mason. She's going to have to go to the bench. And Kiera White will check in. So each team with 2 fouls here as we keep an eye on that new foul rule. Remember, 5 in each quarter is the limit. There are no 1-and-1s. Each team will shoot 2 free throws all the time. Here's Harris, step back 3. Hit the right side of the cylinder, bounces off, no good. A rebound by Bruggen. Here she comes. Up the left-hand sideline, jets a pass down low to her teammate, and a beautiful up and under pirouette by Abby Proctor. She scores her first field goal of the game.
Yeah, great look from Bruggen. Just got the rebound, took it to half court. Great pass, great finish from Proctor.
It's a 6-0 run by the Lady Swathers. They continue to ratchet the pressure up on defense. Potacik up high. Her and Harris working on the left-hand side of the floor. Now to Rohr, who fires it off to the right to Pearson. Abba with the most colorful shoes in the building right now. Lost the handle on the basketball. Now she'll play it back to Harris. Maddie looking inside, and now a clear-out foul, a hooking foul down low. Trying to establish position was Lexi Jacobson, and the baseline official caught her.
And you're seeing right there, they're just trying to create that mismatch, trying to get the ball into whomever Kiera White's guarding, the substitute from Hesston. As you see immediately, Sutton Douglas comes in, the sophomore for Jacobson. Again, just trying to get her out of that foul trouble. Maybe Coach Steve Reed will talk to her a little bit just how to kind of establish that position without committing the foul.
Key player on each side have 2 fouls. Now here's a steal. Abba Pearson running hip for hip with a Hesston player. Left her layup a little the rebound, and she is fouled. Knocked to the court. She will get 2 free throws coming up. Hesston did not clean up that miss on the initial attempt at the layup by Pearson. It was Douglas who got the rebound for Southeast of Saline, and she will get free throws.
And with Pearson's steal, it was one of those where like there was so much contact the entire way, and she goes up for the layup. Looked like even more contact, no foul called. Sutton Douglas, a great job cleaning up the mess.
Foul on Kiera White, her first, third team foul for Hesston. Sutton Douglas misses the free throw. She's trying to stop a 6-0 run that has been assembled here by Hesston. Reagan Duran, a freshman, 5'5", into the game here for Southeast as well. She will give Brielle Potachik her first rest. Both free throws missed by Southeast of Saline. Boy, a big carrying. No call there. The official right on top of it. Hesston got away with one. They still have not turned the ball over. Actually, they did one time. That Pearson steal just a little bit ago. Here's Brugan. Hand in the face. Three-pointer up and three-pointer good. Kendall Brugan. 2 3-pointers here in the first quarter. Hesston leads by 7. And now a basketball off the foot of a Swather will go out of bounds right in front of Heston's bench. Southeast of Saline will keep it.
And as we see the freshman Reagan Duran, she's a state champion cross-country runner. It seems like Shauna Smith has benefited greatly from state cross-country champions. They come in, their motor doesn't stop, and you're going to see the same from the freshman, number 23, Reagan Duran.
Well, we know they're in shape, right?
Without a doubt.
Of course, Wade Castleman always doing such a good job with the cross-country team. Here's Pearson, long-distance 3. Rims off, no good. Hits the backboard and is cleaned up. A rebounding foul on top of it. Sutton Douglas will get her first foul. The rebound in the credit of Abby Proctor for Hesston.
And I think it's a tough foul to call right there. It looked like Sutton was just fighting for the basketball. There was nobody pushed into any backs. There was no hold. The official might have thought there was maybe too long a grab, but it seemed like Hesston had the advantage there. I would just let that play go. But again, I'm watching with purple tinted sunglasses right now, so it's a difficult call for the Trojans.
Three-pointer, Hesston, left-hand side, no good. Battle for the rebound goes off the hip of a Swather and out of bounds. Southeast of Saline will have it. My friend, we are halfway through the first period, and there have been 7 fouls called already.
We talked about it. We thought this might make the game a little bit smoother, but yeah, the fouls have kind of slowed everything down, kind of mucked it up, and you're seeing a lot of half-court basketball. And I think anytime the Southeast is going to be successful, you want to see them getting up and down the court.
4 for Southeast, 3 team fouls for Hesston. Here's another turnover for Southeast, taken away again by Yoder. And now she is going to be fouled, and now she will get 2 free throws. So Callie Yoder all by herself, just wrecking the Southeast of Saline offensive possessions. Yoder last year really didn't have any numbers to speak of.
When you see she gets the basketball, the head goes down, and she's taking it to the rack. I mean, good things happen when you have an offensive mind, and she hits the first free throw.
Yoder, the sophomore, makes her first free throw. Continues this run for Hesston.
Callie Yoder is shooting 2 shots.
Reagan Duran took the foul. Second free throw off the front of the rim, no good. Loose ball for a moment. It's going to be collected by Hesston. And another foul called. This one on Maddie Harris, and this will be number 2 on Harris.
And right there, that's just a great hustle play from Yoder. I mean, got to block out the shooter. You know, how many times have we said that as coaches or watching basketball right there, the shooter never got blocked out. Everybody else was blocked out pretty well. Yoder finds the basketball. 6
team fouls already called against Southeast of Saline. Yoder misses the first free throw on this trip. She is 1 of 3 so far here in back-to-back trips. Second free throw is good. 2 of 4 now, setting a 50% early on in the season. 3:35 left to go here in the first quarter. Brielle Potachik is back into the game. It's a 9-point Hesston lead. They are on an 11-0 run after Southeast started, leading 2-0. Pearson on the right-hand side. Long look in at Sutton Douglas, nothing there. Now a foul up top between the rings. And it'll go against Kendall Brugan as she is all over the freshman, Reagan Durant.
And you can see Coach Matt Richardson right there looking at Brugan the exact same way that Coach Smith looked at Abba Pearson after her foul that far away from the bucket. Like, that's not a foul you want to commit. It's good to be aggressive, but you don't want to commit a foul 30, 40 feet away from the bucket.
Another thing for fans in the gyms to have to get used to is the scoreboard will stop counting fouls at 5. So that's where the limit stops now. Here's Pearson. She tried a one-handed pass through the paint, looking for Addison Rohr down along the opposite baseline, and that's going to be the 5th turnover for Southeast of Saline here in the first 5 minutes.
And you can kind of see what Abba was wanting to do there, but I think right now, when on this run, you're wanting to stop it, you want to run some offense, you want to try to get an easy bucket. I mean, I understand that pass, it's high risk and it's high reward, but work some offense. You want to make Hesston work on defense because right now they're not having to do a lot of work and they're getting to run a lot of their offensive sets.
Proctor with it on the left-hand wing. She's going to pull the trigger from 16, and she's going to splash it home. Second field goal of the game by Abby Proctor. She has 5 points. 13-2. This run continues for Hesston. And now Pearson's going to throw into the backcourt. The Southeast bench thought it was deflected. They're making that argument, but I don't believe they're going to win.
It's a rare argument that Coach Shauna Smith did not win, but the ball was tipped by somebody. It might have been a Southeast player, but the officials were firm with their call.
6 turnovers now for Southeast of Saline. 2:29 left to go here, first quarter. 13-2 is our score. Brugan has it up top. Goes between the legs, tried to pass it down low. Ran over Abba Pearson. No call there on a lot of contact, especially with what we've seen so far through this first quarter. That has been fouls. And it's going to be a turnover for Hesston.
I definitely heard 2 whistles. There was an official on this sideline that was maybe getting ready to call that foul, but he saw that the ball went out of bounds, and the other official, that whistle kind of took over. I mean, those are things that, they're little things. If those add up, I mean, that's the second foul on Brugan, but another one-handed pass from Potachik, turnover for Southeast.
Rail has one taken away. It's the 7th turnover for Southeast of Saline. Now Hesston will oblige and send it right back at them with back-to-back turnovers now of their own. 3 turnovers here for the Hesston Lady Swathers. 2 minutes left to go, and we have a timeout. Southeast of Saline will talk about it with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 13-2 is our score, and it's a 30-second timeout on KINA.
Stardust Trophy in downtown Salina is your full-service headquarters for trophies and awards for club and sporting events. But did you know Stardust Trophies also makes employee name tags with your company logo? They engrave executive awards like desk clocks and pen desk sets. They imprint artwork and photos on T-shirts, coffee mugs, mouse pads, even personal calculators. Stardust Trophy carries clear sports ball holders on wood bases for treasured or autographed balls from footballs to golf balls. Go to full-service Stardust Trophy, 121 South Santa Fe, downtown Salina.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
Devin Haney, Tyler Smith back here in Hesston, opening a brand new basketball season. It's going to be a pretty ferocious sprint right before the holidays here. 6 games will rattle off, most of them on the road for Southeast of Saline. And they start here tonight in Hesston. 13-2 the score, the host team leading over the Lady Trojans. Southeast does have the basketball. Here's a drive by Sutton Douglas. She gets to the paint, puts a shot up. They're going to say a foul before the shot, and it's on the floor against the Hesston Lady Swathers. It will be now their 5th team foul, and it doesn't matter that the foul was on the floor. Sutton Douglas will go to the free throw line for the 2nd time this evening.
And Devin, I think that's something Sutton can be really good at. She's left-handed, which I don't care how many times you play against the lefty. You always have, a couple extra drives to the bucket, and Sutton's she knows how to use her body. She's able to throw it around as she misses the first. That's where Sutton can be extremely successful, is taking the ball to the rack.
Second free throw does roll in for her as it hits the back of the rim and goes through. And 3 misses, 1 of 4 to start the game here, but that does stop a little bit of a run there by Hesston. They're on a 13-0 run and had a 12-point lead. Now it's 13-3.
And we see Southeast drop into a zone. This is something we haven't seen a lot from a Southeast team. Usually Shauna Smith's a very, very strict man-to-man defense type team. But I think, as we talk about their depth, this is something we're going to see more and more this season, them dropping into a zone.
Hesston being patient with it so far. Obviously looking for Kendall Brugan. They nearly throw it away. Now ends up on the right-hand side.
And it could be a box and one. It looks like
yes, it does.
Duran is all over Brugan. What a fun task for the freshman.
Right when you said that, it registered with me as well. That's what Southeast was doing here. Brugan so far has the 2 3-pointers, but maybe Coach Smith feeling that she had to protect that three-point line if they were going to play some zone, and a box and one was the best answer. Brell Potachik sends one past the rim out of bounds. And it will go back to Hesston with 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
When I think the frustrating part right now, that's Brielle Potachik's first shot. I mean, we got to get Brielle going. I mean, we know that she's a microwave. As soon as she gets in, she's hot. She's going to start putting shots up, get her going, and things are going to work. Because you see a foul. Duran's called right there for second in that box and one. The official said she got her hands on Bruggen.
Again, that results in 2 free throws under the rules we're playing by this year. And it wasn't a Acacia rule, it was an NFHS rule from what I am interpreting.
And you see Coach Smith immediately look at Reagan Duran and say, hey, good job, just keep it going. That's exactly how she's coached to guard, especially in that box and one. You got to be physical and you got to work. And, this is game one for the officials as well. Like, we're all, everybody's a little bit rusty. Oh,
both of the free throws missed by Bruggen. Pearson got the rebound and then had a swather on her back. And now Pearson will go to the other end with 31 seconds left. She'll shoot free throws as Abby Proctor commits her first. We have 4 players in this game with 2 fouls. 3 of them are Southeast Lady Trojans. The other one is Casey Mason for Hesston. Pearson's first free throw attempt is up, and it is no good. And Southeast of Saline leaving points at the free throw line.
And, Devin, I think that's one thing in Achilles heel you want to look at in the last couple of years, and there's not many to choose from this Trojan team, but it's the charity stripe. I mean, these are free throws. You got to be able to hit these as Abba hits that second one, but these are freebies, and they're going to become more and more, you got to hit them, especially now that you're getting 2.
2 free throws, 1 field goal here in the first quarter, 13-4. Southeast does have it back to single digits. It's a 9-point Hesston lead. 17 seconds left to play. Outplaying catch up top is Abby Proctor. She'll go to Callie Yoder. Yoder now on a drive. Ends up with Proctor in the corner. Bruggen touched it for a second, through that. Now they swing it around to the right. Ends up down low to Phillips. Her shot is up. It's an air ball, no good. And Southeast of Saline can't do anything with it before the buzzer sounds. 13-4, our score. Hesston with a big run of 13-0 in the middle of that first quarter gives them the 9-point lead as we go to the end of one. Back with more Southeast of Saline Lady Trojan basketball live stream video on SalinaPost.com paired with the radio broadcast, and it's presented by L&L Advisors.
Does your free checking put more cash in your account? Does it give you free range access to ATMs nationwide? If not, tap into super-powered free Kasasa cashback checking at the Bank of Teskid. Visit bankofteskid.com to learn more. Member FDIC. Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact institution for details.
We're growing your way. We're the Bank of Teskid.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Welcome back to Hesston. Start of the second quarter. Hesston will have the basketball and a 9-point lead. Your foul report. 14 free throw attempts, 13 personal fouls called in that first quarter. It's a 9-point Hesston lead. They have the rock.
A lot of whistles.
Yes, sir. Proctor with it on the left. Back up top to Yoder. Yoder now will find Ava McGill. McGill takes it left-hand side once again to Yoder. Now a fake of a three-pointer. A little bit of a carrying violation that went uncalled. Inside, Hesston had the basketball. First a shot attempt won't go. Second shot attempt won't go. Lexi Jacobson with the rebound. Here comes Southeast running up the floor. Maddie Harris steps up to the three-point line. She'll pass it off to Pearson. Potacek standing wide open in the near side corner. As we view it, it's the far side on the live stream video on Salina Post. Harris now will look over at the coach as she tries to direct traffic. Left-hand side now, Jacobson inside to Pearson. Pearson got caught there, might have traveled with it, but saves it out here to Harris. Harris now left-hand side to Pearson. Back around they go. Potacek, three-pointer, top of the key. Got it to go. Brielle Potacek, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, both of them from that spot. The first one was an air ball, but that one was not.
And that's exactly what needs to happen. It's the basketball gods, they applaud, and they if you move the ball around, all of a sudden those shots start falling. They made the Swather defense work around. Big-time shot from Brielle.
Still playing a box and one. This time it's Brielle Potacek on Kendall Bruggen. Hesston has it on the left-hand side. A Drive to the basket, almost a free pass, but it's missed by Proctor. Southeast of Saline has it. Pass up the floor to Jacobson, going too hot. She had to slow down and gather herself. Pearson, though, inside off the window. That one a bit too hard, and the rebound is going to be taken in by Casey Mason. Here come the Swathers. Cross lane pass. Bruggen finds her teammate running with her, Callie Yoder, and that basket goes in, and now a foul called after the basket against Hesston.
Yeah, that's number 3 on Casey Mason. I mean, Casey Mason just going hard to try to get an offensive rebound. What a great finish by Yoder. Yoder's been extremely impressive. What a great catch and a finish with the left hand. But that's a huge third personal foul on Casey Mason.
So now we go back to the fact of 13 fouls called in the first quarter. We would probably still be shooting 1-and-1s right now for the whole second quarter.
And here's where it gets smoother.
It's reset. So when you have an officiating crew that is managing the game as these guys are, that's where it will be a little bit of a blessing to maybe establish some game flow.
Without a doubt. And so that's Casey Mason's second foul after baskets went in. She got her second personal foul after a free throw was shot. I mean, those are tough fouls, and that's a huge player. I mean, that's a starter. It's a junior right there. And all of a sudden you can see the defense kind of changes as you bring Kiera White into the game.
Jacobson with it on the left-hand side. That little quick twitch move, often called a traveling violation, is again called here.
And that's one of those things with Lexi, like you said, the quick twitch, and that's something that she is just extremely quick. Every once in a while it gets called. Good call from the official. That's how it's going to be officiated. But she's so quick with that first step, I think sometimes she just gets whistled even when she doesn't travel.
Right, and I say often called a traveling violation. I'm not saying she often travels. It's just called that way. Here is a long shot by Hesston. And Abba Pearson got pushed. No foul called. She saved the ball back in. On the run, Potacek for 3! And she drills it! Brielle Potacek starting to take over and get her team back in this game.
And we talk about chemistry all the time. You hear it's cliche. Right there, Maddie Harris knew exactly where to give the ball to Brielle so she get that shot up.
A miss by Hesston. A battle for the rebound. Another push on Abba Pearson. This one, Abba hits the deck, but still saves the basketball.
And you're seeing Shauna Smith wants to run with Kiera White in the game right now. She's just a girl that's not going to get up and down the court as well. As you see Maddie Harris take the ball to the rack and draw the foul right there. It looks like on Proctor.
What Maddie Harris just did there, Tyler, I would love to see her do a lot. And that is get to the darn rim. Things happen good when you can get to that rim. Maddie is more than capable of it. She forced the issue there, drew the foul. She has 2 free throws coming up after this timeout that we will keep right here. A hot start to the second quarter for Southeast of Saline. They are outscoring Hesston in the second quarter 6-2. 2 3-point shots, one of them on the run by Brielle Potacek.
Yeah, and again, that came from Maddie Harris as well. And it goes right to your point of Maddie Harris just taking over. And I think, and I say this with the utmost compliment, utmost respect, but I don't think Maddie Harris is aware of how good Maddie Harris is. Maddie Harris, she's special. We've been talking about her now for 3 years. She's elite. She's elite with her court vision. She's elite as an athlete. Seeing her just get kind of that dog in her, if you will, is going to be what takes her from being a good team to a great team right here at Southeast Saline.
And you and I talked about it. You even mentioned it there in pregame a little bit. I don't want to see Maddie Harris score 20 every night. I mean, I do. I want to see her try to score 20 every night.
Yes, and with that aggression right there.
Maddie's first free throw here is up and good. Southeast of Saline right now shooting 3 of 7 as a team from the free throw line. Second free throw is up. That is good as well. They have now fought back and made this a one-possession game. 8-2 Southeast right now owning an early second quarter. 15-12 is our score. Here's a pass that goes off the hands of Harris. Harris chased it all the way over the scores table. Left Proctor open for a moment. Now it ends up with Yoder. To the right-hand side now. Into the hands of Kendall Bruggen for a three-pointer top of the circle. A rebound down low. Won't go. And still, Hesston winning the offensive boards here. Here's a step through on a trap. And a nice little look there by Abby Proctor. She has 7.
Yeah, that really was. That was a great step through from Proctor. Potacek gets the ball on the wing, feeling it.
You might as well just keep shooting, big shot, Brielle, because you have got your team back into this game. 9 points in the second quarter, 3 3-pointers, and it's a 2-point game.
Just keep answering. This is great. You get punched in the mouth early. You just keep answering the call right here for Southeast Saline.
Halfway through the second period. Here's a drive by Bruggen, and she's going to get called for a travel.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I go back to the move that we had dissected of Lexi Jacobson's, and I will add this one too. It's sometimes the next level moves that the players are capable of executing in this day and age is above officials' pay grade.
I would agree. And that's a call that when Kendall Burgoon's playing at the collegiate level will not be a travel. That's a great move.
It will be celebrated.
Yes, without a doubt. Great little jump step with the step through. I mean, that's something coaches are teaching left and right. She did it so naturally. It almost looked too good, so the official had to call it a travel.
Here's a turnover by Southeast. Hesston misses another layup. Callie Yoder left that one short. Southeast running with it again. Inside, Jacobson. She's being double-teamed, and she's going to be fouled on the floor. It will be Southeast of Saline's chance to run inbounds offense, something they have not had much of here in this first half. And I always look forward to this because Shauna Smith is one of the masters of inbounds plays underneath your own basket.
She really is a huge fan of Bill Self. You can tell that there's a lot of Bill Self, influence in her inbounds, and usually it results in an open shot for the Trojans.
Potacek will pull the trigger. She'll get it into Harris. Harris now will step, and she'll look top. Now back to Potacek. She'll fire at three. Hesston may have got a little piece of that. Jacobson, though, gets the rebound. Nearly lost it, and now Lexi has to gather herself up. Harris has it. She'll shoot the three. Off the front of the rim. It won't go. Battle for the rebound. 4 different players have a piece of that basketball, and the arrow will keep it with Southeast.
Tell you what, Kiera White, she's doing a great job battling. She's battling both sides of the board. She's going to fight down there. Good, strong body. She's fighting for every basketball for the Swathers.
3 fouls on Hesston here in this second quarter. Southeast of Saline has 0 thus far, and that's a welcome sign after they were littered with fouls in that first quarter. Rohr has it, top of the circle. Now to Harris. Harris guarded 3. Again, Hesston might have got a piece of that. Brielle Potacek tried to save it and just couldn't as she was falling out of bounds.
And we talked about this first game. You know who the stars are. You kind of know who to watch. I'll tell you what, Callie Yoder's all over the place. Mm-hmm. She's all over the place offensively. She gets the ball as a point guard. She goes down. She kind of alleviates some of that pressure that Kendall Brugan often has to take bringing the ball up. But defensively right there, a great play from her to alter Harris's shot.
Brugan open from 3, then Potacek closed up on her. Brugan tried to drive by and get the jumper for 2. She could not. Southeast has it back. In the corner, Durant for 3! And the first varsity basket of Reagan Durant's career is a 3-pointer from the left-hand side that gives Southeast of Saline the lead.
You talk about her being a freshman, but she's already a state champion. I know it's cliche and blah, 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 but that's a culture right there. She's already won a state title. You see great defensive play right there. The ball stays with Hesston. Took the shot, not even a smile on her face. I think I started smiling bigger than she did after she got her first varsity bucket.
18-17. Southeast of Saline continues to own this second quarter. Just scoring 4 points in the first period.
And the good old uniform infraction right here is Abigail Pearson.
Love it. Anything to stop the game and just, decrease the entertainment value for everyone.
The fact that Abba's gone this far without getting any blood on her or somebody else, we know Abba. She's going to be on the floor. She's all over the place at all times. We'll take an untucked shirt.
Here's a nice little inbounds play for Hesston. It ends up in the hands of Ella Kate Phillips, and Phillips gets the first bench points of Hesston's night. Now a shot that is put up again by Duran, and she is fouled and will go to the free throw line. So after making her first shot on a three-pointer, Reagan Durant has a chance now at a couple of free throws.
And what a move right there from a freshman. I mean, she drives to the basket. She feels the defender's a little bit behind her, goes up for the shot. That's the aggression you need to see.
Phillips, who just made the two-pointer on the other end, just collected her second foul, and the free throw by Duran is up and good. All knotted up, 38 points split right down the center between these two teams. 2:19 left to play here in the second period. Duran will tee up the second free throw. Splashed them both. 5 straight points for Reagan Durant. 20-19. Southeast of Saline back out in front by 1. 2:12 left to go here before the intermission. Boy, Hesston got away with a travel there. Drug a pivot foot. We play through it.
And we see with Brugan out right now, you see Southeast going to that man-to-man defense that they've had so much success with over the years.
Proctor and Yoder trying to manage things up top, but I'm telling you, Pearson and Duran are getting after him defensively. Look at Duran with those long arms, pretty much shutting Yoder down right now. Yeah, Hesston way out of sync here offensively. Southeast trying to stop him. Here's Proctor on a blow-by, though, and she's going to go all the way to the hole. Abby Proctor took things into her own hands, and she gives Hesston a 1-point lead. 21-20, 90 seconds left to go. And now a foul is called here on Hesston. It's going to go against Callie Yoder, her first.
And tell you what, that's the most impressive thing about Yoder. I mean, just seeing her motor, only her first foul. She has been everywhere. Number 2,
Apologize,
they're saying I missed it as well, but her first somewhere. But her motor is impressive. But right now, you're starting to deal with that foul problem for Hesston. I mean, like you said, it's 5 fouls to 0 right now in this quarter as Harris drills that first one. It's going to be something to keep your eye on, this foul, the foul competition, if you will.
Maddie Harris makes her first free throw on this trip. 21-21 is our score. Stick with us here at halftime. We'll take a short break. When the buzzer hits, then we will come back and talk to Bryson Flax. 2 free throws up and good for Maddie Harris. She does not have a field goal. She's 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Lady Trojans back out in front by 1. 1:25 left to go. Bruggen back in the game for the Swathers. A 20-point-a-game score from a year ago as a sophomore. Hesston with it on the right-hand side. Opposite Bruggen. They're playing catch. Now back up between the rings. They get it to Bruggen on the left-hand side. Guarded by Potacek. Spin move by Bruggen. Helped though by Reagan Duran. Knocked the ball away momentarily. Bruggen gets it back. 1 minute left to go. Yoder for 3. Got it. Callie Yoder has 5 in the quarter. 7 for the game and a 2-point Hesston lead.
And what a great job, just Bruggen, just keeping the ball alive. I mean, she kept getting bumped. Could have been some fouls called in Southeast Saline. No fouls called. Great look. Great finding Yoder. Yoder hits the open shot.
Harris with it, steps on the accelerator, gets into the paint. Leader will go up and in. Maddie Harris, her first field goal of the night. And she gives Southeast of Saline a tie game, 24 all.
And Harris just uses that strength that she has so much of, just kind of takes a bump, goes up. Great finish from Harris.
Go back to the comment you made that she doesn't know how good she is. You just want to take her and put her in a room and make her watch that single play 100 times in a row.
100%. I mean, she's a player that she plays with so much confidence, but I think at sometimes she looks to differ and she looks to give the ball to others when she needs to be taking those shots.
Here is a attempt to run down the clock and take a last shot by Hesston. And Southeast of Saline's going to get a foul away from the basketball. It's going to go on Abba Pearson. It's her first. So Abigail Pearson will get her first foul. It's just the first team foul against Southeast of Saline. And Hesston has 9.4 seconds left here to try to break this 24-24 tie. They go to the opposite side. Long 2-pointer. Too strong, no good. Rattles off the rim. Southeast has it. Maddie Harris in her hands. She comes across court with 3 seconds. Now lobs it inside. Nice. Sutton Douglas and throws it off the fingertips of Douglas. It was a good look. Sutton was trying to hold a girl off and try to get that position. They just couldn't connect. And now Hesston will just throw a token inbounds here, and we will hit the half, all tied up at 24 apiece. What a quarter of basketball for Southeast of Saline. Hesston owned the first quarter, and we are tied 24 all as we hit the intermission. It's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. When we come back, we'll have scoring from the first half. We'll also look ahead to the next game. It's the guys contest, a rematch of a state semifinal game from 1 year ago. Bryson Flax will talk to us about that when we come back. Girls contest tied here at the break, 24 all on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Hi, everyone. It's Flanell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me, and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Halftime of the girls contest. These two teams splitting 48 points right down the center. We are tied 24 all here at the break. Time now to look ahead to our second game of the night. The second game of the doubleheader will feature the Southeast of Saline guys as they will take on a familiar opponent in the Hesston Slothers. Head coach Bryson Flax joins us now. And boy, Coach, when you look at this game, this is almost a game that you and I talked a little bit earlier today. It was probably scheduled because it was convenient, close proximity. You got out of the preseason tournament down in Harrington. You're just trying to schedule somebody in game number one. Now it's a game I think we all look forward to. These two teams not only have started the season with each other, but they also end the season with each other, too, on a couple of different occasions, both boys and girls. This is a fun game, isn't it?
Yeah, we love it, and I'm really happy that we've been able to play them 2 times a year, pretty consistently the last 3 years. And, and there's a chance that happens this year as the sub-states came out today. And so there's, always that possibility. But, Coach Roth does a great job with them. They always play so stinking hard, and they try and get out of what you do and get you a little sped up. But it's really good for our guys to play in this environment against a quality opponent.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I think some people may have thought that with Garrett Roth taking over, this team might have fell off a little bit after Greg Rowley did such a good job with them. They did not. I mean, they had 1 loss last year. That was to you guys in this game. Ended up winning the state title after beating Southeast by 2. But this is just a team that they have established that culture. We talk about that a lot. They have the tradition. And also here at home, they are super tough.
Yeah, definitely. This place gets really loud, and we're just really fortunate to have them on the schedule. That's I can't say enough about that because, like I said, a lot of times you don't see quality opponents early, and sometimes not until mid-season. And we got them right out of the gate, but no, when Garrett took over for Coach Rowley. They didn't skip a beat. They're just really good.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the rule change of the fouls. There are no 1-and-1s anymore. Tyler and I have talked about it a lot here in this girls' game as it has developed. We had 13 fouls called in the first quarter, 14 free throws, but then you get to reset at the end of the quarter. You don't have to live in that throughout the whole first half. You and I talk a lot about game flow. If that was how we were going to live that whole first half of the girls' game, it would have been a rough first half. But the second half game flow was established a little bit more. There were less fouls called. How do you feel about this rule change?
I think I'm okay with it. I don't necessarily agree with the reasoning behind it. I don't think it lessens chances of injuries necessarily. But I'm okay with it, and it's a proven rule. They've been doing it at the girls' collegiate level for a little while now, and you're right. Once because in a lot of games we hit 7 really quick, and then it's just foul 94 feet from the rim, and you got to walk down and watch them shoot 1-on-1 or 2. So I'm hoping, like you said, that once we get used to it a little bit, the flow just goes a little better.
Let's talk about your team. Obviously, you lost a lot of talent coming off that's a couple of state appearances where you got 3rd place, back-to-back years. 9 seniors were graduated off of this team. How do you feel about this year's team? I remember talking to you about halfway through the summer. You felt pretty good about how things were developing throughout the summer months.
Yeah, definitely. They work fairly hard, they really do. And the thing about this group, the majority of them, they had, a really successful 2-year run at the junior varsity level, spot playing. They were around it every day, but the best part about it is they had to compete against, those seniors every day in practice. And so that really helped them out. And then, we didn't have a traditional summer league this year. That was a little awkward, but we did have they got about 12 or 13, maybe 14 games and quite a few practices in. So, we're just trying to take it a step at a time and keep progressing because, we're not where we need to be, but if we keep getting better, consistently, I think we'll be where we need to be late.
What's your biggest concern right now with this squad? Is it offense or defense?
It's on the defensive end. Not necessarily being in, they generally know what they're supposed to be doing within our scheme, but you got to get there faster at the varsity level.
Yeah.
You just do, or else you're going to get dunked on, or give up too many uncontested shots. And so that's the biggest thing. It's just communication, making sure we're all on the same page, and regardless of if you're in the right position or not the right position, you're full speed all the time. So.
What do you want to see most? I know early on in the season it's a lot more about you than it is your opponent. But you're coming in here to the brick building. You're playing the defending state champions and a team that you have a pretty good history with. What do you want to see most, though, out of your guys tonight?
I'd like to see us take care of the basketball. They're going to press us. They're going to pressure. Live ball turnovers will kill us. And so, we need to take care of it and then, hit some shots. It's going to be rugged. There's going to be times, stretches where we're not hitting shots, but consistently, more times than not, we need to be able to hit open shots because Hesston plays so hard and they commit so well to help that, it leaves some other areas open, and you got to make them pay for it.
Good luck to you. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you, Devin.
Bryson Flax, he's the head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys will be up here in just a little bit. More basketball around the corner on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Looking to take the next step in your career? Consider an MBA from Kansas Wesleyan. You can complete the program fully online in as little as 1 year, and your last class is free. Want to be a part of one of the region's fastest growing universities? Visit kwu.edu/MBA today. That's kwu.edu/MBA.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Back here ready for third quarter action from Hesston. Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith. 24-24. First half scoring looks like this for Southeast of Saline, leading the way. All 9 of her points in the second quarter. Brielle Potachik, 6 points, all in the second quarter. Maddie Harris, 5 points, all in the second quarter. Reagan Duran, 2 points. Addison Rohr, 1 point. Abigail Pearson, 1 point. Sutton Douglas. For Hesston, who will start out with the basketball, but they're being led by Abby Proctor with 9, 6 for Kendall Brugan, 7 for Callie Yoder, and 2 for Ella Kate Phillips. 24-24, our score. Hesston starting out here on their offensive end. Here's a three-pointer. It is up and in. Ava McGill gets her first basket of the night.
And right there, it looked like there were so many players chasing Brugan around that all of a sudden McGill just popped open, wide open for the three, hit the shot.
Jacobson had the ball in the lane, gets some attention. She's going to play it out to Potachik. Potachik airballed a two-pointer. It goes out of bounds. I like that because after she did that in the first half, she hit 3 3-pointers.
And if that's the formula, go ahead and get it out of your system early, and let's start hitting some buckets.
Turnover count on the Vanderbilt's turnover board at 9 for Southeast of Saline. 7 of those, though, were in the first quarter. 5 turnovers for Hesston. And Abba Pearson gets her first field goal of the night on a leaner falling out of bounds along the baseline. We're back to a 1-point game.
And a great little step through right there. I mean, that's something, as we see, maybe Brugan takes an extra step. But a great little step through from Pearson. A lot of contact, no foul called.
Hesston with it on their offensive end. Bruggen, little head and shoulder fake, trying to fire it down low. It is deflected by Rohr, taken by Potacek. 1 minute into the second half. And a miscommunication on the left-hand side. Potacek was looking for Pearson right in front of the Southeast of Saline bench, and it went off Pearson's forearm and out of bounds.
And, Devin, I'm always interested to see how a player like Bruggen plays. You know, she plays a big-time, summer circuit, plays top-level basketball during the summer. She's a next-level player that's going to play collegiately. But she's not seen a lot of box-and-ones in the summer. So now all of a sudden you're playing, there's a box-and-one. How's she going to get her teammates involved? She's done a great job so far. Looks like a block call right there. She's taking the ball to the bucket. You see a block right there on Abigail Pearson. But again, that's something Bruggen does. She turns the corner so well. She attacks the rim. Block call on Abba Pearson.
Abba gets her second personal foul there. Hesston will inbound it underneath their own basket. They'll fire it back here to the inbounder, who is Casey Mason, who played very little in that first half. She is saddled with 3 fouls, but she is out there to start the second half. 27-26. Hesston, she was just stuck under the board too far that time. The ball goes out of bounds and back to Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, definitely a blessing right there for Southeast. Anytime Bruggen's got the ball a foot away from the bucket, you think that's going to go the other way. Swathers with 2 points, but a blessing and a great job from Southeast to get that ball back into their possession.
27-26, Southeast of Saline trailing by 1 with the basketball. Here's Pearson forcing her way to the basket once again, and she is contacted, and a 4th foul, Tyler, here that's going to be whistled on Hesston's Casey Mason.
Well, I think they gave that one to Bruggen right there.
Okay.
They got her before she got to the shot, which, if it's on Bruggen, I don't know how that's a shooting foul, but we'll take it. 2 shots for Pearson.
Yeah, I assumed it was on Mason. I saw the officials say that we're shooting free throws. Pearson misses the first. 2 points by Abba Pearson here in this quarter. 3 for the game. Both those free throws rattle off no good. Score remains 27-26. Here comes Hesston with the basketball. Bruggen with some fancy dribbling. Gets into the paint, fires it out. Ends up now into the hands of Abby Proctor. Yoder has it, now back to Proctor. She'll shoot a 3 and get it. Abby Proctor has 12. She is leading the way.
Well, it looked like Proctor had that exact same shot, and then she swung the ball. She didn't look comfortable the first time she got it. She got that second one in rhythm and just drains the 3.
4-point lead for Hesston. 5:25 left to go here in the third period. Jacobson, who has been quiet here in this game, hands it off to Potacek. Brielle, 3-pointer. Won't go. Too strong. Bruggen with the rebound. Here come the Swathers back, running the other way. Bruggen to the paint. Now back up top. Proctor out to Yoder. She'll try a 3. Won't go. The rebound up. Body's hitting the deck all over the place. I don't know who you call this foul on, but I think it's going to be Pearson. And it is.
Yeah, it looks like they settled Pearson with her second of this quarter.
Second personal on Abigail Pearson.
Well, only second of the game. Okay, and great. I thought it was her third. We'll definitely take the second.
Inside, Proctor trying once, trying twice. Got her own rebound again, and now she'll throw it out. Ends up with Yoder. Yoder eyeballed along 2. Now to Proctor for 3. That one's going to hit the back of the rim and then bounce a couple of times off the top of the backboard and then hit the basket support and be awarded to Southeast of Saline. Sutton Douglas is back into the game. She will replace Addison Rohr, as it is Jacobson, Douglas, Pearson, Potacek, and Harris on the floor for Southeast of Saline. 4:39 left to play. Here's a deflection and a takeaway. Yoder took it away from Potacek. She goes all the way to the cup and lays it in. Callie Yoder has 9. 11 turnovers for Southeast of Saline. It's a 6-point Hesston lead. And now another near turnover on a 5 count, but Southeast of Saline is going to call a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here and eyeball some other area games and some potential scores from around the area tonight. Everybody getting their seasons underway, of course. This week, there were some games last night, some games tonight. Smoky Valley's girls are leading Abilene 27-12. Those are 2 opponents that Southeast will see before the holiday break. Both Smoky Valley and Abilene, they will play both those teams on the road. Right now, it's Smoky Valley's girls leading Abilene 27-12. Hoisington leading Scott City at the half, 43-32. Also, El Saline and Harrington at the end of the first quarter.
Harrington leading 8-6. Eisenhower and Salina South playing at the end of the first quarter. Actually, that's at halftime. Salina South leading by 2, 17-15. 4:24 left to go here in the third quarter. It's 32-26. Hesston, southeast of Saline, has the ball. Potocik faked the three-pointer. Now pitches out in the corner to Pearson for a quick trigger three. That's no good. Jacobson takes the rebound on the opposite side. She'll play it back out to Potocik as we near the halfway mark of the third period. Potocik and Harris in close proximity. Maddie comes out with it. Goes around the baseline. Back out to Pearson. Her three-pointer won't go, but she is knocked down, and she will go to the free throw line. Abba Pearson will shoot 3 free throws.
Yeah, and you saw right there the ball kind of juggled around with Pearson, which almost benefited her. You saw the shot got off a little bit slower than it normally would have, and kind of gave Bruggen a little bit more time to get there. Bruggen just barrels into her 3 shots for Pearson.
Pearson at the free throw stripe, misses the first.
And the type of player that Abigail Pearson is, she's going to find herself at the free throw line a lot. And she'll be the first to tell you that she's got to hit these free throws if she hits that second one with the third on its way.
Got the second free throw. Third of 3 on the way. She got that one. So after missing her first 3 free throws of the quarter, she gets 2 here. It makes it a 4-point game.
And we see the spark plug Reagan Duran back in the game, and that was kind of what got this whole Southeast Saline run going, was Duran's just confidence. Her
to the right-hand side. Proctor has it. Proctor, ball above her head, staring inside. And it's going to be taken away. Pearson jumped over the top of the shoulder of Casey Mason, got in the passing lane perfectly, then took that one away. Turnover for Hesston, the second one of the quarter. Southeast with the ball back. Here's a baseline drive and a shot that is up and no good by Reagan Duran. You love to see it, though. Now back the other way. Bruggen's going to make it all the way to the basket. That is her first points since the first quarter. She has 8.
And Bruggen did a great job just changing pace there. She was so fast. From the backcourt to from the front court, backcourt to the front court, then all of a sudden just slowed down, a little hesitation step. Great finish from Bruggen.
Duran has it, cross court, around to Pearson on the right-hand side. Abba looked at Lexi Jacobson coming across the paint, couldn't get it to her, now plays it to Potocik. Inside 3 minutes left to go. Here's Duran on the right-hand side. Jacobson hit the deck, ball got free, Pearson picks it up. Pearson in a double team. She'll fish it out to Harris for 3. That won't go. Rebound in question. Bruggen had it. Potocik knocks it out of bounds, and it will go back to the Swathers with 2:42 left in the third period.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. We got bodies flying around left and right. I mean, both teams going at it. We're now seeing really strong man-to-man defense from Hesston. You got to see Southeast get back into the flow. We saw so much happen in transition, but for transition points to happen, you got to work hard on defense, get the ball kicked out after. Can't give second chance opportunities to Hesston to get out and go right now if you're Shauna Smith and the Trojans.
Bruggen has it in the corner. Trapping zone defense right now by Southeast of Saline. A free shooter. It's Proctor on the near side. That shot's no good. Now the rebound in question. And all 3 officials coming in. They're going to say jump ball situation. They'll check the arrow at the table and award it to Southeast of Saline. 34-28, a 6-point lead by Hesston. 2:21 left to go here in the third period. Want to remind you, the basketball scoreboard show is back here on KINA every Friday night from 10 until 11 o'clock. Hear scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas. It's brought to you by Home Automotive Centers in Abilene and Salina, and also Salina Surgical Hospital. Little give and go up top on the fake. Jacobson will keep it. She'll get to the paint. A shot up off the back of the rim, and it won't go down. Pearson fighting for the rebound, but ultimately it's the Swathers with it. Bergen into the keyhole, stops at the free throw line. She passes it off, now inside to Mason. She lost the basketball, and it's out of bounds back to the Lady Trojans.
Yeah, Mason does a great job getting up and down the floor. Just an absolute, I don't want to say a mirror image, but she plays a lot like Abigail Pearson, just super strong down low. Right there, the ball just went off her fingertips, Southeast Saline basketball.
34-28 our score, under 2 minutes left to play here in the third period. It's been a good one here for the season opener. Hesston owned the first quarter. Southeast of Saline owned the second quarter. Right now it's a 6-point Hesston lead. Potocik on the right-hand side. Tried to go up top to Rohr. Addison diving for the basketball. It's still loose. And now ultimately taken away by Maddie Harris and company. Here comes Harris stepping on the accelerator. Potocik for 3. In! Brielle Potachik again on the run. That's the second time she's done that tonight. She has 4 3-pointers in this game for 12 points.
And Devin, the whole play started. Reagan Duran, there's loose balls. Duran ends up tying it up. Harris gets it, and again, she finds her counterpart, Brielle. It's like Mahomes to Kelsey, right? She sees it as you see Bruggen just silence the Trojan crowd right there with an open 15-footer.
Bruggen has 10. 4 of those have come in the third quarter. Another timeout. This one taken by Hesston. It's a full timeout. We'll step aside. 1:11 left to go here in the third period, and it's a 5-point Hesston lead here on KINA.
Don't get caught on empty. Fill up on all your basic needs at Asaria Oil and Hardware. We want to be sure you are fueled up and ready for whatever may be around the corner, no matter what time of day. Now live at Asaria Oil and Hardware, 24/7 pumps. No matter what time of day or night, your gas and diesel tanks can rely on us. During regular business hours, you can get your favorite pizza and snacks to have enough energy to win the day. Asaria Oil and Hardware, located in Asaria at the corner of Center and Main. We'll fill you up.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
71 seconds left to go here in the third period. 36-31. Hesston leading over Southeast of Saline. Southeast has the basketball. Thank you for listening here on KINA. Also watching live stream video on SalinaPost.com paired with the radio broadcast. It's presented by our friends at L&L Advisors. Hesston showing man-to-man defense here as Maddie Harris crosses the center court. She'll go to the right-hand side, Brielle Potachik. Potachik now to Pearson. Three-pointer between the backboard and the rim. It got a weird bounce. Came off on the rebound down in the hands of Casey Mason. Bruggen has it now. Over to Proctor. To the left-hand side. Phillips has it. Back inside to Mason, and it's up and good. Casey Mason with her first basket of the night.
Yeah, really good catch from Mason right there. That ball came in hot. Good hands, good finish.
Here's Hesston now on a steal. It's Bruggen out leading the break, and a foul called at the end of this play. And one opportunity coming up. They're going to say Brielle Potachik fouled her on the way to the basket.
Yeah, and it's kind of one of those frustration fouls, right? It's a bad offensive possession from Southeast Saline. Brielle's just hustling back and kind of just saw red. It looks like minimal contact with Bruggen, but enough for the foul to be called.
Kendall Bruggen at the free throw line trying to complete that three-point play. She cannot, as she is 0 of 3 from the free throw line here tonight. It's a 9-point lead for Hesston. Southeast of Saline has it on their offensive end. Reagan Duran with it. Big crossover. Gets to the baseline. Bumped out of bounds, and they're going to say she turned it over.
Yeah, it looked like Reagan just got a little bit too deep on the baseline right there. Good defense from Bruggen to kind of use that baseline as that extra defender, as that sixth player, if you will. And there's just nowhere to go for the freshman.
That will leave Hesston 15 seconds here to play out the end of the third quarter and try to extend this 9-point lead. Duran up top on Yoder. They go to Bruggen, who goes to Proctor. Now back up top. Yoder has it. Loose ball momentarily. Proctor picks it up and cannot get a shot off before the end of the quarter. 40-31, our score. Hesston takes control back of this game as they have a 9-point lead as we go to the fourth and final quarter. Back with more Lady Trojan basketball. After this, it's presented by L&L Advisors.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Salina Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Salina Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Salina Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salinaortho.com.
Mary Maids in Salina offers house cleaning services you can see and feel. Your home is more than just a maid, and moments are cherished. Though life can be complicated, house cleaning shouldn't be. Mary Maid strives to take the stress out of your day so you can live your life your way. With more than 40 years experience and an advanced time-tested cleaning process, they can help you reclaim time with your loved ones. Find Mary Maids on Facebook or check out their website at marymaids.com.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Final 8 minutes on the clock. Devin Haney, Tyler Smith back here at Hesston High School. 40-31. Hesston with the lead and the basketball. Inside. Here's a free player. It's Abby Proctor for Hesston, but she missed the left-handed shot. And Southeast of Saline peels it away. Southeast needs a spark of offense here, Tyler, in this fourth quarter to make this an interesting 8 minutes. Here's Pearson. She'll try a three.
Wow.
It's blocked by Bruggen. And Bruggen will take it away after the block. She stopped at the free throw line after an awkward stutter step on the stop. And it goes off the rim and out of bounds.
Pretty impressive play right there for Bruggen.
Yeah.
I mean, you see why there's so much attention given to her. Great defensive play. Takes it back. Nice little hesitation step. Just misses the runner. Great defensive play from Bruggen.
40-31 remains our score after an exchange there. Here's another ball. It's deflected away by Hesston. Addison Rohr will chase it down into the backcourt. Now to Brielle Potacek. Potacek's the leading scorer tonight for Southeast of Saline with a dozen. She'll play it off to Maddie Harris. She'll try a three. Got it to go. A much-needed basket for Southeast of Saline as Maddie Harris puts in 9.
And just when you think they're down, there's a shot, and Maddie, huge shot right there just to kind of give Southeast Saline a lifeline.
Mason has it along the baseline. She's going to drive. Somehow she got a pass out to Yoder. Yoder goes back across the lane to Proctor, who drops it in for 2. Abby Proctor leading the way for Hesston with 14. Potacek tried to go inside to Addison Rohr, and Hesston's going to save the basketball off the leg of Addison Rohr, and it goes out of bounds over to Hesston.
I realize our angle's not great. I don't know how that ball never went out of bounds. That used every inch of real estate right there to keep the ball in bounds for Hesston.
42-34. Hesston gets the basketball back here, leading by 8. 6.5 minutes left to play. There's a long skip pass cross court. Pearson's going to pick it off. 5 turnovers in the half for Hesston. Now Southeast of Saline loses the basketball, and it will end up in an arrow situation. Once again, it will stay with the Lady Trojans as Hesston started the quarter with the possession.
And you can see Coach Smith right there. I mean, great defensive play from Abigail Pearson. That's a 3-on-1 situation. You have Sutton Douglas coming as the third player. You almost want to keep that as a guard or make an easier pass to Maddie Harris. The ball you can't turn over in that situation.
Sutton Douglas with us. She's out there with Maddie Harris, Abba Pearson, Lexi Jacobson, and Brielle Potacek for Southeast of Saline. Jacobson with it in the keyhole. Pulls up in front of a Hesston defender. That ball bounces twice off the rim, and now a rebounding foul will be called on Abba Pearson. First foul of the quarter for Pearson. It's her third personal.
Yeah, that's a tough one. She had position, great rebound. There's some contact. It's tough to call that foul on the inside player, but the call goes the Swathers' way.
Here comes Hesston back the other way.
But with the fouls resetting, you never know in the long run how this is going to work.
Inside, Bruggen gets a nice pass from Proctor and scores. Kendall Bruggen now with 14. The 2 leading scorers for Hesston each have 14 points. Pearson with it along the baseline. She's stuck, has to dribble out of it, finds Jacobson. Lexi collects the defense, plays it out to Potacek. Brielle now to Maddie Harris. She'll give it back to her. Brielle, a 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Lexi had a bounce off her palms and back into the hands of a Hesston Swather. Here comes Bruggen with it. She lost it. She dives towards the baseline. She's out of bounds. The official out of position, but Maddie Harris picks it up. Here comes Harris, pull up 3 off the break. That's no good. And it's off the front of the rim.
Yeah, there's kind of a disconnect. Everybody just kind of stopped play. It clearly looked like Bruggen was out of bounds. Harris wisely sprints the ball up court. Nice 5-on-4 situation. Misses the 3.
Hesston with the basketball. Mason with it. Way away from the basket. Now they swing it to the right-hand side. Proctor has it. Proctor trying to go inside to Mason, and she is bumped. The ball goes out of bounds. Both Pearson and Mason on the floor, and they're going to say it stays here with Hesston.
Yeah, a lot of contact right there. Looks like Abigail got away with picking up her 4th right there, but now you're seeing a lot of tired bodies. I mean, and this is when fatigue's going to set in. Who's going to fight through it? who's got the bench, who's got the depth to finish this game off.
Bruggen goes to the bench here, 4:55 left to go. And they're going to call a foul on Lexi Jacobson, I believe. Her and Mason ran into each other. And you can say a lot of things about Casey Mason in this game. I think probably the biggest thing you can say about her is she's a wrecking ball.
Yeah, she really is. I mean, it's a foul call. You see it all the time. The player's setting the screen, but you as an official have to make sure that player is 100% set. And Casey Mason, she spent a lot of time on the floor. She's definitely all over the place. Lexi gets called for the foul.
Yoder with it. She's back into the game. She'll play it off to Proctor. Proctor has been the stability with Bruggen taking rest in this game as she is right now. She'll drive to the basket, and Proctor is fouled. Abby Proctor will go to the free throw line. She's 1 of 2 from the free throw line in this game. 14 points so far this evening. Foul is on Maddie Harris. That is her third.
Yeah, and Proctor's done a good job stabilizing things in these just quiet minutes that Bruggen gets a quick breather. We saw it happen earlier in the first half. Bruggen came out. Proctor made a nice drive to the basket. But anytime your plus-minus is, on the positive side, that's great. Anytime that you can get points when Bruggen's on the bench is a plus for Hesston.
Bruggen back into the game. Tyler, she set out 15 seconds of scoreboard time.
I'm tired. I don't know how she's rolling.
Both free throws up and good for Abby Proctor. Hesston back out in front here by 12. 46-34. Here's Brielle Potacek for 3. Rimming in and out, no good. Hesston on the run. It's a 3-on-2 break. Bruggen all the way down the middle of the lane, has it blocked and taken away. And Lexi Jacobson will bring it out. Lexi, left-hand side, Reagan Duran. Duran's going to drive. She'll collect the defense. Out to Harris for 3. Got it to go. Maddie Harris, another three-pointer, her second in this fourth quarter. She has 12. And while Kendall Bruggen argued with the official about the foul, Southeast of Saline, KINA.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Suburban Appliance Center is your official dealer for Traeger grills. Check out this 6-in-1 versatile unit that grills, bakes, smokes, roasts, braces, and barbecues. Suburban is your exclusive dealer for the Traeger Timberline series, and they have your Traeger spices too. Suburban Appliance Center, they are locally owned and they offer appliance brands like Amana, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and of course Maytag. Suburban also offers exceptional service. Suburban Appliance Center, 1900 South 9th.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
46-37. See what Heston's strategy is here as we are halfway through the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's pretty good one right there. Kendall Bruggen between her legs and finding Abby Proctor, who was undefended inside. Proctor blowing up here in this fourth quarter still. She has 6 points in the quarter, now 18 for the game. Here's Sutton Douglas inside. She's going to force the issue. Lots of contact. Couldn't get her shot to go down. Jacobson there to take it. Now Brielle Potacek got caught walking into a three-pointer, and they're going to say she traveled.
And again, it's one of those, if you're consistent with that call, I'm 100% down with it. We see so many shooters now gather their feet. Travel call in Southeast of Saline.
Haven't talked about rankings much. This Hesston team, preseason ranked, is 5th in the state by the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association. Really don't touch on that a whole lot this time of year because Southeast of Saline's boys are ranked 3rd in the state based on what they did last year, I feel like. And I think Bryson Flax will tell you that as well. Hesston with it. They're trying to sort out this Southeast of Saline's defense. It's an 11-point lead for Hesston. Bruggen gets inside, little hop through the defenders. Her shot bounces a couple of times off the rim. Now she tips it over to a teammate after Abigail Pearson was knocked out of the way. Approaching the 3-minute mark. If you want to follow the Lady Trojans again next week, they'll turn around. They will play back on the road in Lindsborg against Smoky Valley.
Yeah, and you talk about rankings, and it doesn't matter where you're ranked. It's just nice to be talked about, I think, in a way. And I think these are two teams that, at the end of the season we'll be talking about, regardless of what happens, the outcome is tonight. These are two teams that see themselves getting to Hutchinson. And the fun part is the
And we just found out today that the road goes through the school that we affectionately call, because for once in our lives, Tyler Smith, Southeast is going to host a sub-state.
Which is always fun. I mean, you think about those drives that we've made over the years, now to see that Southeast Saline is going to host, and with a team, again, that has extremely realistic and high hopes to make sure they're playing for a state championship.
Harris, quick trigger three off the inbounds. That won't go. She gets it back, though, because Potocnik got the offensive rebound. Maddie blew by her defender, was hacked from the back. Nothing called there, and the shot misses. Hesston pulls it away. And, oh, by the way, in that sub-state, Hesston will be there as well.
Yes, this could definitely be a preview of the first game of the year and a game that's, the winner goes to the state tournament.
Here's a steal by Lexi Jacobson. Lexi all the way down the floor, and she is going to get her first basket of the game with 2:02 left to play in the fourth quarter. 48-39, and a foul called on Brielle Potocnik trying to defend and make something happen in the backcourt.
And here's where we talk about those fouls. Okay, now all of a sudden there's 14 fouls in Southeast Saline, and they got some early ones early that maybe we didn't like, but now all of a sudden you're a foul away from putting Hesston to the free throw line. Again, it'll be for 2 shots and not a 1-and-1, but in this type of situation, that's not horrible to send them to the free throw line.
Inside 2 minutes left to go, 48-39. Maddie Harris dives on the floor. She has the basketball, and they're going to say a jump ball situation again. The alternate arrow at the table. Show that Hesston gets the basketball as Maddie diving on the floor trying to get a possession.
We've seen that a couple times. Bruggen outside on the perimeter trying to go behind the back or trying to the ball slips out. Really good defense from Maddie Harris, creating a lot of problems.
Hesston gets it inside. It's a one-on-one play between Rohr and Casey Mason, and Mason's going to score.
Yeah, great play design. All 3 players, other than the inbounder, were up near the midcourt line, kept Casey Mason down there on the post. Great finish from the
Harris for 3, hits the front of the rim from the side. It will go over the rim, out of bounds off a Hesston player, and stay with Southeast of Saline. 1:29 left to play.
Okay, now you don't necessarily need that 3, right? You just need a quick bucket. As you see a turnover right there from Harris.
Hesston has it back. That is turnover number 15 for Southeast of Saline in this game. Hesston with it. Up top. Bump foul here on Pearson. For Abbott Pearson, that will be her 4th foul. And the 5th team foul for Southeast of Saline. That will send Callie Yoder to the free throw line. Yoder shot 4 free throws all the way back in the first quarter. She's 2 of 4. 9 points on the night. Make it 10 as Yoder gets the first one to go down.
For 23, Reagan Duran in Southeast of Saline.
And you can definitely see why there's some buzz about this Hesston Swathers team, and Yoder's a huge reason why. Again, it's these players that kind of shine through that we don't know a lot about. Yoder's been extremely impressive tonight as she buries the second.
Yeah, 3 different players in double digits. 18, 14, and 11 goes Proctor, Bruggen, and Yoder here in this game. 13-point lead right now for Hesston. Harris lost the basketball. Potocnik picks it up, plays it out to Pearson for 3. That's off the back of the rim, no good. Jacobson hits the deck, and here comes Hesston out with it, under a minute left to go. Southeast trying to scramble defense here and get the basketball back. Underneath to Mason. Mason not interested. She plays it back out and ends up near the timeline. Back down low to Mason. Mason takes 1 dribble. Plays it back up front, ends up with Kendall Bruggen. Bruggen in a trap, and she's going to be fouled. Foul will go against Maddie Harris. That is her 4th.
4th personal on Maddie Harris.
Yeah, Hesston did a really good job playing keep away right there. Probably about a 15, 20-second possession, just tossing the ball around. Finally, it's Bruggen that's going to the free throw line.
Kendall Bruggen at the free throw line tonight. She's 0 of 3. Now make it 0 of 4.
And she kind of looks around like, what's going on? And I'm kind of thinking the same thing. As sweet as her shot looks from everywhere else, it's kind of mystifying that these aren't going in.
Got that one to go. 1 of 5. 15 points for Kendall Bruggen. 32 seconds left to go. Here's a left wing 3 from Brielle Potocnik that's no good. Rebound taken in by Mason. Lost the basketball momentarily, and now Hesston will get it back. Probably at the point here where I think Southeast is satisfied with the outcome, and Hesston can just dribble this one out. 15 seconds left to go. Bruggen has it near the timeline. We're down to 10. And the Hesston Lady Swathers will start their season with a win. Southeast of Saline on the road will take their first loss and turn their attention to a big game on the road Tuesday at Smoky Valley. 53-39, the final score. Hesston gets this as they own the second half after being tied at halftime, all 24. When we come back here on postgame, brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers, we'll go over scoring on this game. We will also have a showcase, have a Vernon Jewelers gym of the game. That is all coming up when we come back. It's a victory for Hesston, 53-39. Back with more on postgame after this on KINA.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Saline.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Visit Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, where our service is superior and we have something for everyone on your holiday shopping list. Don't miss our holiday sale going on in the USA. Shop Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina. It's the little things that matter since 1884.
The Trojans are experts in precision passes, and Everhart Precision Ag are your experts in grid soil sampling. Everhart Precision Ag does all the sampling and data analysis in-house, keeping it local and close to the farm. They're also your local channel seedsman, selling all seeds with an emphasis in corn and soybeans. Trust Matt Everhart and Lane Hensley at Everhart Precision Ag, serving Saline, Dickinson, McPherson, and Ottawa counties, and also supporting southeast of Saline Trojans. For more information, visit everhartprecision.com.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Time now for the Trojan postgame show on KINA. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Back here in postgame, it's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. The 53-39 final score favors Hesston in this contest. Some other scores on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Salina South wins tonight over Goddard Eisenhower 39-34. Salina Central's girls also victorious 54-26. We'll pass those scores and others along to you as the evening goes on, and we work through game number 2 of our doubleheader coming up. This one, though, 53-39, the final for Southeast of Saline. They were led in scoring by a couple of 12-point scorers. Brielle Potachik had a dozen. Also, Maddie Harris had 12 points. 5 points by Reagan Duran, the freshman, in her first varsity game. 5 points for Abigail Pearson. 2 points for Addison Rohr, and 2 points for Lexi Jacobson. For the Hesston Lady Swathers, they really had a three-headed dragon. Leading their offense tonight was led by Abby Proctor with 18, Kendall Brugan with 15, 11 for Callie Yoder, 4 for Casey Mason. Ava McGill had 3, and Ella Kate Phillips had 2. Southeast of Saline, 10 of 17 from the free throw line. Hesston, 8 of 15 from the free throw line. Our Vanderbilt's turnover scoreboard, 15 for the Lady Trojans of Southeast, just 10 for Hesston in a 53-39 game. And I think when you come out...
Duran and Douglas come off and do really positive things. And again, it's about getting those players minutes and more experience. You talk about the experience that comes back, and you have 4 starters, and you have a 5th starter in Addison Rohr who's played a lot of significant minutes. But then after that, it just kind of drops off. And I think it's when it gets lost. It's the other key piece. It's the depth. Again, to reiterate your point, like, yes, a lot.
As they were flailing a little bit to start. She had 3 3-pointers, almost back-to-back-to-back in that second quarter. She ends up tonight with 12 points. Maddie Harris also there with 12 points as well. Ultimately, though, it's a victory for Hesston, 53-39. Southeast of Saline will turn their attention to another road contest on Tuesday as they travel to Smoky Valley. That'll do it for the girls' contest. We will turn the corner and come back with a boys' contest, a rematch from a semifinal game. Visit a conversation we had with Bryson Flax as pregame starts once again here on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
Hi everyone, it's Flanell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season and our coach goals in the real estate game. We need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
Head coach Bryson Flax joins us now. And boy, coach, when you look at this game, this is almost a game that you and I talked a little bit earlier today. It was probably scheduled because it was convenient, close proximity. You got out of the preseason tournament down in Harrington. You're just trying to schedule somebody in game number 1. Now it's a game I think we all look forward to. These two teams not only have started the season with each other, but they also end the season with each other, too, on a couple of different occasions, both boys and girls. This is a fun game, isn't it?
Yeah, we love it, and I'm really happy that we've been able to play them 2 times a year, pretty consistently the last 3 years. And, and there's a chance that happens this year as the sub-states came out today. And so there's, always that possibility. But, Coach Roth does a great job with them. They always play so stinking hard, and they try and get out of what you do and get you a little sped up. But it's really good for our guys to play in this environment against a quality opponent.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think some people may have thought that with Garrett Roth taking over, this team might have fell off a little bit after Greg Rowley did such a good job with them. They did not. I mean, they had 1 loss last year. That was to you guys in this game. Ended up winning the state title after beating Southeast by 2. But this is just a team that they have established that culture. We talk about that a lot. They have the tradition. And also here at home, they are super tough.
Yeah, definitely. This place gets really loud, and we're just really fortunate to have them on the schedule. I can't say enough about that because, like I said, a lot of times you don't see quality opponents early, and sometimes not until midseason. And we got them right out of the gate, but no, when Garrett took over for Coach Rowley. They didn't skip a beat. They're just really good.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the rule change of the fouls. There are no 1-and-1s anymore. Tyler and I have talked about it a lot here in this girls' game as it has developed. We had 13 fouls called in the first quarter, 14 free throws, but then you get to reset at the end of the quarter. You don't have to live in that throughout the whole first half. You and I talk a lot about game flow. If that was how we were going to live that whole first half of the girls' game, it would have been a rough first half, but the second half game flow was established a little bit more. There were less fouls called. How do you feel about this rule change?
I think I'm okay with it. I don't necessarily agree with the reasoning behind it.
Obviously, you lost a lot of talent coming off that. That's a couple of state appearances where you got 3rd place, back-to-back years. 9 seniors were graduated off of this team. How do you feel about this year's team? I remember talking to you about halfway through the summer. You felt pretty good about how things were developing throughout the summer months.
Yeah, definitely. They work fairly hard, they really do. And the thing about this group, the majority of them, they had, a really successful 2-year run at the junior varsity level, spot playing. They were around it every day, but the best part about it is they had to compete against, those seniors every day in practice. And so that really helped them out. And then, we didn't have a traditional summer league this year. That was a little awkward, but we did have they got about 12 or 13, maybe 14 games and quite a few practices in. So, we're just trying to take it a step at a time. and keep progressing, because we're not where we need to be, but if we keep getting better, consistently, I think we'll be where we need to be late.
What's your biggest concern right now with this squad? Is it offense or defense?
It's on the defensive end. Not necessarily being in, they generally know what they're supposed to be doing within our scheme, but you got to get there faster at the varsity level.
Yeah.
You just do, or else you're going to get dunked on, or give up too many uncontested shots. And so that's the biggest thing. It's just communication, making sure we're all on the same page, and regardless of if you're in the right position or not the right position, you're full speed all the time. So.
What do you want to see most? I know early on in the season it's a lot more about you than it is your opponent. But you're coming in here to the Brick Building. You're playing the defending state champions and a team that you have a pretty good history with. What do you want to see most, though, out of your guys tonight?
I'd like to see us take care of the basketball. They're going to press us. They're going to pressure. Live ball turnovers will kill us. And so, we need to take care of it and then, hit some shots. It's going to be rugged. There's going to be times, stretches where we're not hitting shots, but consistently, more times than not, we need to be able to hit open shots because Hesston plays so hard and they commit so well to help that it leaves some other areas open, and you got to make them pay for it.
Good luck to you. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you, Devin.
Bryson Flax, he's the head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys will be up here in just a little bit.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall, Salina, and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
You're telling me your driver turns you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor's running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Welcome back to Hesston, Kansas. Game number 2 of our doubleheader is just on deck here as I am back, Devin Haney, along with Francis Flax now as you fill the seat here for this guys' game. And boy, I'll tell you what, Francis, when you look at this game, this is one of those games that it seems like, as Bryson and I talked about, the season has began and ended with Hesston. It doesn't matter. It's boys and girls. It's Southeast. It's Hesston. These two teams battled it out last year. Hesston took their only loss in this game to Southeast of Saline, but they were able to get revenge in the state tournament. They won by 2 in the semifinal, went on to win the state title. But these are two totally different teams than what we saw a year ago. What do you see with this game? It's the first game of the season. What do you see here when you look at these two teams square up?
You look at the 5 guys that are going to start for each team. You have one guy on each team that was a significant contributor last year. Other than that, it's all unknowns.
Yeah.
So, and the JV game last year went down to the last second shot, and I think Hesston beat us by a couple points. So there's so many unknowns to tonight's game. But to your point, this is 2 of the best teams in this part of the state.
Yeah.
3A.
Preseason KBCA, of course, we always talk about rankings this early. They really don't mean much. You got to earn that title, but they're both ranked top 5 by the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association. Let's learn these cast of characters. Hesston comes in. They're ranked 2nd by the KBCA, 25-1 a year ago. That one loss was to Southeast of Saline. Then they won 25 in a row. They bring that winning streak in here to tonight. They are under the direction of second-year head coach Garrett Roth. Talk about starting your tenure as a head coach. You lose your first game, and everybody goes, oh, my, what a disaster. Greg Raleigh needs to come back, but then he wins a state title. It's kind of the funny thing here about these Hesston Swathers and Garrett Roth. He'll start Jackson Fry, a starter last year, averaged 5 points a game and also 2 steals. He's a 6'1 senior. Blake Hansen, a 6-foot junior, also in the starting lineup. Asher Duchendorf, a 6-foot junior. Adrian Hernandez, a 6'3" senior. He was a starter a year ago, and he averaged 6 points a game. Reed Friesen, a 6'6" junior. He was the sixth man last year, first guy off the bench for this Hesston team. He averaged 6 points and 5 rebounds, a contest for the Swathers. When you look at Southeast of Saline, it's a team that lost 9 seniors from a year ago. Not only were they seniors, they were guys that played about 3 years. The one common denominator between last year's team and this year's team is Daniel Kerr. Danny is back, 6-foot senior. He averaged 4 points a game last year and 2 rebounds. I remember Daniel's first start was in this gym, his sophomore season. First time he touched the ball, he had a 3-pointer on the wing along the baseline. He will be joined by Gannon Jacobson, a 6'1" sophomore in his first start. Also in his first start, Owen Bailey, a 6'1" junior. Kirby Davis is getting his first varsity start, a 6'3" senior, and also his first varsity start, Britton Leeds, a 6'5" senior. These Trojans are under the direction of Bryson Flax. He has Trent Douglas and Joe Ross on the bench. They are preseason ranked 3rd in the KBCA. I think Bryson, though, will tell you, along with other people, that they need to earn that ranking because that was based mostly on what happened a year ago. But this is a team, they are on the cusp of winning again with a lot of young talent coming in. They have already had 3 consecutive 20-plus win seasons. There's been a culture and an expectation established with Southeast men's basketball.
Yeah, I think that's very true, and these young kids that are starting tonight for the first time know that. And I think that they all have enough pride to try to continue that tradition. Whether they win 20 games or not is immaterial. It's just that they compete every game, and, you know, what I'm hoping for is a 15, 16-win season, maybe have a chance to get back to state tournament.
We talk about the excellence that last year's team had in those 9 seniors. These guys were in practice with those guys, though. I mean, it was practices that how much do you learn there when I know that when the lights are on the varsity floor is a different deal, but pressure should not be strange to them.
No. I mean, you know, I've talked to Bryson over the offseason a lot, and what these guys did, Brenton, Kirby, what they did to the likes of Eli and Nakari last year and roughing them up in practice and that kind of stuff, these guys shouldn't be afraid of what Hesston's going to offer, or anybody else for that matter.
Yeah, I don't think intimidation will be a factor. This is a Hesston team. They're very good here at home. They are not used to losing, and this is a treat for an early season basketball game as we get things underway. As I said during the girls' contest, we're on a little bit of a sprint here. Starting the basketball season here tonight, we will go on a little bit of a sprint of about 6 games before we hit the holiday break. Then we'll regroup and we'll come back the Friday after the first of the year, starting 2024. Out of these games early on the road for Southeast of Saline. So some challenges in their way. They start tonight with the Hesston Swathers.
Hold your head up the first semester.
Absolutely.
Hold your head up.
Reed Friesen in the center circle along with Brenton Leeds. Leeds will tip it over to the right, and it will be deflected by Owen Bailey and taken by the Trojans from Southeast. They work in their purple jerseys, outlined in black. Over to the right, Hesston in their home whites, trimmed in black and red. Here's a drive by Daniel Kerr, a 3-pointer pitched out in the corner to Jacobson. Gannon comes up a little bit short on that, and Hesston comes away with the basketball.
Still a good look and a good shot.
With the basketball now, top of the circle, they go to Friesen. Friesen now dumps it out to Blake Hansen, who comes up between the rings. Man-to-man defense being applied here by Southeast of Saline. We're a little over half a minute in to this contest. Hansen has it on the left wing, rocks it back and forth. Now dumps it back inside to Friesen. Back to Hansen. His shot partially blocked. Back to the rim, and another partial block, maybe taken up there by Southeast of Saline. It's Kirby Davis. Here's Kerr all the way to the cup. Had his layup partially blocked, it looked like. Now Hesston running back the other way. Southeast gets back, though, nicely on defense, but a foul called as going to the rack that time was Adrian Hernandez. Southeast of Saline will commit the first foul of the night.
Well, it was a good play on both ends that time. I'm glad to see Daniel take it to the basket like that. Kid got a piece of it. And on the transition, Kirby did what he had to do. He stepped over and prevented an easy layup.
Adrian Hernandez at the free throw line misses his first free throw. I've been dying to ask you this question, Coach. The new rules for fouls, there are no 1-and-1s. It's a 5-limit foul per quarter. How do you feel about that?
Well, last year I would have felt different than this year. I kind of like it this year, and I probably wouldn't have liked it so much last year. There's just a lot of things that can happen here.
Jacobson for three. That's off a cross-court pass from Kerr. Leeds with the rebound. Back out top, a three-pointer that is up and good for Southeast of Saline. It's the first varsity shot from Owen Bailey.
That was a nice shot. Good ball movement. Went from the post to the wing to the out front, and Owen found himself wide open. And let me tell you, he's not afraid to shoot it.
It didn't look like it. Was able to rip the cords there. Hesston now trying to run a isolation play on the right-hand side. They pass it through the paint. A shot is up, no good. Kerr with the rebound. Daniel Kerr coming off of a most excellent football season for Mitch Gebhardt and the Southeast of Saline football team, playing quarterback and linebacker for the Trojans. He's up top between the Hesston logo and the top of the circle at center floor. He'll play it off to Bailey on the left-hand side, now to Jacobson, who will swing it right to Kerr. Kerr looked briefly in at Leeds. Now he's going to try a cross-court pass that is tipped out of bounds by Hesston. Jackson Fry got a piece of it. It will stay with Southeast.
Yeah, a little risky on that pass from one wing to the other, but we got by with that one. Can't do it very often.
Kerr will inbound here in front of us, near the top of the key. He'll get it back.
You can tell early, Devin, that everything Southeast does is going to run through Danny, which is a smart move.
I think we learned a lot about him mentally and also the leader he can be during football season. He'll quick fire a three. Comes up missing there. Bailey, though, with the weak side rebound, has it poked away. It'll go out of bounds, but stay with Southeast now on the opposite side, right in front of the Hesston bench. Jacobson receives the inbounds. Looking back at Owen Bailey. Now he's going to direct traffic, ask for Kerr on the opposite side. Kerr will come get it. Now to Leeds. Now back over to Jacobson, trying to use a screen. Hesston there, though, to hedge that screen out and turn him back the other way. Ball comes back to the near side to Kerr. Now back over to Leeds. He operates on the right-hand side of the floor. Back to Bailey. He'll step back for a long three and drill it home. Owen Bailey has 6. And now an offensive foul. Gannon Jacobson, after that made shot, coach kind of stepped up to challenge the inbounds, and the Hesston player pushed him off.
Yes, he did. That was a kind of a gift in a way, because most of the time the refs will look away from that. But I like that. Let me tell you about Owen Bailey. I had him individual workouts in September, October. This boy can shoot it. When he's on, he's on.
He has already exhibited that here tonight. He's 2 of 2. And now fires another long one. A heat check there from Owen Bailey as he was nearly on the Hesston bench. Now he's going to drive after the offensive rebound was kept there by Kirby Davis, and a foul will be called on Hesston. Back-to-back fouls here on the Swathers. Here's Southeast off the inbounds. Bailey again, this one from 2, steps into the circle and puts it in, and it's Owen Bailey 8. Hesston 0, and a quick 30-second timeout taken here by the Swathers.
30-second timeout, Hesston.
Well, like I said, he's not afraid to shoot it. And if he misses, he's going to still shoot it.
I love it.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
And isn't that kind of, Bryson told me about, Calzada, who came in, a transfer from Saline South, who's on the Southeast roster this year. He said he loves you too. And after you lose all those seniors and you lose all that scoring crunch from a year ago, isn't that kind of at the right time for this team?
Well, I mean, it's a perfect time, and it's a perfect time for the guys that came over.
Yeah.
I mean, here's their opportunity. So, yeah, well, let's just keep the pressure on them defensively and let the scoring come where it may, because we've got more guys that can score.
Hesston had to take a timeout there to kind of regroup after they are trailing 8-0. Here, Owen Bailey ripping the cords early on. Hesston on their offensive end. Here's a deflection by Bailey. Hesston's going to keep it. They feed it down low, and a nice little up and under move by Asher Duschendorf. First points of the night for Hesston. It's 8-2. The feed that time from Daniel Lamberis. It's a three-pointer by Bailey, left-hand side. That won't go. Rebound taken away by Hesston. Here comes Hernandez. Adrian Hernandez made a couple of key plays that I remember vividly in that state semifinal game last March to help beat Southeast of Saline and put Hesston in the title game. Here's Hernandez down low. Little back and forth move. Was able to lose Bailey defensively and score his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, that's a bad That's a bad matchup for Owen right there. He's got to stay with his man and let somebody else take Hernandez.
Kirby Davis with it. Tests the waters inside. Now out to Gannon Jacobson. And now a charging foul called. They're going to get Daniel Kerr for a player control foul. His first. And the first turnover for Southeast.
I say keep going to the basket, Danny. That's how I say it. I like to see him do that. Pretty soon, he'll draw the foul pretty soon.
3:27 left to go here in the first quarter. 8-4. Southeast of Saline started with an 8-0 lead. The last four belong to the Swathers. Hesston has it back. They'll cross the timeline here, and a foul will be called on Gannon Jacobson as he was trying to stick with Jackson Fry as they came across the timeline. Jacobson will collect his first, third team foul for Southeast of Saline. 5 fouls called so far in this game. Nobody has more than one. It's a play inside that the ball squirts against the brick wall, and it's going to be awarded to Southeast of Saline here.
See a little pressure by Hesston now, full court.
And I know this is something that Coach Flax wanted to see his guys handle well here early on in the season. Jacobson has it. He's trying to get it in bounds. Running out of time. He's going to put it into Owen Bailey. And Bailey caught the ball, but then was up against a couple of Swathers and drug his foot. He's going to get whistled with a traveling violation.
Yeah, he's got to be a little more careful with that. He's got to control it, not want to move as soon as he touches it.
Hesston will have it back now, forcing the turnover, the second of the first quarter for Southeast. Here's Hernandez stepping through the defense. Jacobson up top. He gets the miss, takes it off the rim. Now he'll throw it to Kerr, who brings it across the center stripe. Kerr tested Bailey. Now back to Kerr to Jacobson up top. He'll bring it back to Owen Bailey. Over to Kirby Davis. Davis gets into the lane. He drives and can't get it to go, and he's going to be called for a charging foul. Boy, there were a couple of 50-50 calls in the girls' game that all went blocks. They are now calling charging fouls in the guys' game.
Must have had a conversation between games, I guess. That was a nice drive by Kirby. Man, I wish he would have got rewarded for that.
2 fouls now for Kirby Davis, 4 team fouls for Southeast of Saline, and also the third turnover for Southeast. 8-4, Southeast still leading here. 2:42 left to go in the first period. These two teams trying to settle into a brand new season. Here's a block up top by Britton Leeds. Freezing that time for Hesston, tried to test the waters of Britton Leeds, and I think we're going to see a lot of that out of Britton this year.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, another one that I trained this fall, when he gets going, he's going to be tough to stop. That is a strong young man.
Here's a lob pass into Friesen. He'll go back at the Southeast defense, and he'll score this time. 6 points straight for Hesston. It's an 8-6 game. Omar Calzada comes in for Southeast of Saline. Omar is a 6'4" player from Salina South, a senior. They try to find him inside, and Kerr, unable to make that connection, ends up in a turnover. Hesston back the other way. Fry to the rim. Can't get it to go. Has his own rebound, and he travels as he came down. Second turnover of the quarter for the Swathers.
Number 4, Asher Dutchendorf in for Hesston.
2:08 left to go. Another substitution here. Asher Dutchendorf comes in for Hesston. He'll replace Friesen. A lot of things to learn early on, right, Coach? Not only are the players settling, but the coaches are trying to figure out substitution patterns, rotations, who can play where.
Entirely different in practice.
Yes. Britton leads for 3, and he nicks it home. Leads for 3. And I think they're going to take Owen Bailey out of the game here. He's looking at his right hand. And the official caught something that he is going to have Bailey go out of the game here. Popping up off the bench for Southeast of Saline will be Grady Gebhardt.
I can't tell from here, but it looks like his finger's dislocated.
30-second timeout.
And now they're going to say it's a 30-second timeout. Coach Flax is going to bring Gebhardt back, and he's going to reach for the tape and give it to Trent Douglas. So some first aid going on right now on the bench. 11-6 is our score. It's a 30-second timeout. What do you think about the start so far?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a great start for first game of the season. Both teams. I mean, you know, there's a lot of stuff happened already that I didn't expect to happen until 3 or 4 games into the season. So I'm pleased with what both teams are doing right now.
A couple of score updates for you on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Clifton Clyde's girls leading Sacred Heart at halftime. They got off to a late start in Clyde tonight, but Clifton Clyde leading over Sacred Heart at the half in a close one, 24-23. Mays and the boys, after one, they lead Salina Central 16-12. The Salina Central girls won tonight. The Salina South girls won tonight. The El Saline girls tonight beat Harrington 51-28. A couple of scores there on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Don't forget about the scoreboard show every Friday night here on KINA from 10 until 11 o'clock. 1:45 left to go here in the first quarter, 11-6. Southeast of Saline. Here's Britton Leeds getting his hand in the passing lane and taking the basketball away from the Swathers. Southeast has it back. Here's Bailey with a three, but it's blocked by Fry and taken here by the Swathers. And now a foul on Gannon Jacobson, his second.
That was an ill-advised shot by Bailey there, but like I told you, he's going to shoot it. So you can't down him that much.
Well, also, too, you just came off the bench from getting your fingers taped together on your shooting hand.
Shoot with the left hand.
Yes. Maybe give a chance for that tape to stick down. I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing. If he ever gets a chance to go to the rack, you'll see somebody that knows how to go to the rack. He can go with authority.
A foul on it. Gannon Jacobson was also Southeast of Saline's 5th team foul, and under the new rule, Jackson Fry will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. He makes the first.
You look at those 5 fouls, and 2 of them have been offensive. So put those on Hesston's side instead of ours.
Second free throw by Fry. The southpaw will shoot it up and off the right-hand side of the rim. The hustle by Hesston is going to save it for the Swathers. Spurting from one side to the other is Carter Gonzalez, and he's going to save it off of a Southeast of Saline player, and it will stay here with Hesston, who trails by 4. 1:31 left to go, first period. Fry, ready to inbound. He's going to find a free pass player on the backside of the basket.
Yeah, we got lost that time on the switch.
11-9. Jacobson with the ball. Gannon will come across the timeline, go to Calzado, right-hand side. Comes around now on a couple of touches. Kerr to Bailey. Now a ball poked away. It's going to go out of bounds in front of the Southeast of Saline bench and stay with the Trojans. Really active is Daniel Lumbreras.
Yeah, he's made a difference since he came into the game. But we're throwing a lot of cross-court passes also.
Daniel's a 5'8 sophomore. He wasn't even on the top 10 that Coach Garrett Roth gave me in preparation for this game. Calzada inside, kicks it out to Jacobson, open for 3. That one won't go down. And here comes Hesston back the other way. Swathers with it on the left-hand side of the floor. Lumbreras has it now inside to Friesen. Friesen turned. It looked like maybe he was trying to finish with a dunk, but he wasn't even close, and Leeds takes it away. Here's Calzada now up the lane, up the floor. Back out to Owen Bailey. Bailey between the circles, lost his dribble. He'll fire right-hand side to Jacobson. Half a minute left to go here in this first period. Southeast trying to extend their 2-point lead. They have led this whole first quarter so far. Kerr on the right-hand side finds Leeds down low to kiss it off the window. The basket for Britton Leeds, the find, and the assist for Daniel Kerr.
Great recognition there by Daniel. Going to the basket, got cut off on the baseline. The guy that helped was Brenton's guy.
Here's a drive now by Jackson Fry. His scooping shot is up no good. Put back off the window, won't go. Leeds will clean it up, and that will bring us to the end of the quarter. A quarter that Southeast of Saline led wire to wire. It's a 4-point game at the end of one, 13-9. You're listening on KINA and watching live stream video on SalinaPost.com. It's brought to you by our friends at L&L Advisors.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Farmers, as fall planting season winds down, it's time to start planning for next spring. Phillips Seed stands ready to work with you to nail down the best seed genetics for your operation. They can help you select from their top-performing corn hybrids and soybean varieties, as well as seed treatments to get your crops off to a fast start. Find them online at phillipsseed.com, Facebook, on X, or call 785-949-2204. That's 785-949-2204. Phillips Seed, serving, innovating, growing since 1985.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Devin Haney, Francis Flax back here at Hesston High School. A good start here for Southeast of Saline. 13-9, Coach, as we start second quarter.
Yeah, well, you got to give these guys credit. They're all new except for, Danny, basically. People have to realize this team is not going to be as dynamic as the last 2 years. They have to find their own niche and create their own way of doing things, and they've proved that they know how to do it.
Grady Gebhardt into the game for the first time for Southeast of Saline. They start out on defense. Hesston has the basketball, trailing by 4. Here's Friesen, a little look one way, goes to the rack the other way, and now the charging fouls may start to equal out. We had 2 early ones on Southeast of Saline. This one will wipe a basket off the board for Hesston.
First person on Reed.
Nice defensive move there by Danny. He just stood his ground and let the bigger guy run right over him.
Full court pressure here applied by Hesston. They're going to clear it out, though. It's a full court man-to-man. Daniel Kerr will take it himself. He'll fire it off to the right-hand side to Owen Bailey. He had a hot hand early on. Scored the first couple baskets of the game for Southeast of Saline. Now to Omar Calzada. Calzada brings it around top of the circle. Now to Bailey. He hangs at the free throw line. Got fouled. The ball comes out funny. Brenton Leach tried to save it, and it's going to be into the hands of the Hesston Swathers. (13-9). Southeast leading by 4. Here is a wild shot by Adrian Hernandez. He gets his own rebound back, though. Second attempt blocked. Third attempt missed. Lumbreras down low has it. Now he'll fire it out for a three-pointer. Too strong, no good. And another rebound by Friesen.
Yeah, they're getting us on the boards on this possession.
Here's a drive and a layup that might have been deflected as well. And now the loose ball goes off the lap of a Hesston player, Ty Unruh, as he was trying to establish himself back in bounds. And a wild sequence there.
For Southeast Saline.
.6:45 left to go. Here comes Southeast. Kerr blows by his defender. Hangs it off to Leeds. And Brenton, pretty lucky there. I think he lost the basketball, but it went off the lap once again of a Hesston player out of bounds.
Devin, I want to mention something. Kirby, I think, came in for Omar now. But you got to hand it to Omar. Come in. He's valuable minutes there.
Yeah.
Didn't make any mistakes. And he didn't score, but he didn't hurt anything. So I like to see that from a role player.
And I think he's one of those guys, he'll settle in and be a contributor as the season goes on, too. Here's a pass now that's taken away, but then given back up by Hesston. The two teams exchanging turnovers there. Bailey with a sidestep 3. That one's no good. And the rebound taken in by Adrian Hernandez. Here comes Hesston back the other way. Still looking for our first points by both teams here in this second quarter. Here's Jackson Fry trying to lean into the defender, and he's going to buy himself a foul. I'm with you, Coach. I thought that was a traveling violation before he got there. He kind of slid across the floor.
Yeah, that was, you don't want to criticize officials there. That's their first game also, but that was a bailout call there.
Second foul on Daniel Kerr. First foul on the quarter for Southeast of Saline. Each team has a team foul. Fry to the free throw line. First one is up and good. That is what he has done tonight so far, is 3 free throws. He's made 2 of them. No field goals so far. Gannon Jacobson comes back into the game. Owen Bailey goes out. along with Douglas, Leeds, Kerr, and Grady Gebhardt. Second free throw up and good for Jackson Fry. 13-11, our score. Kerr has Fry riding him all the way up the court. Plays it off to the left-hand side to Gebhardt. Grady now swings it back around through Kerr, ends up with Kirby Davis. Now Jacobson on the right-hand side. Jacobson, little up and under, plays it to Kerr. Kerr establishing himself on the right-hand side of the lane. Now back across to Davis, and Kirby draws a foul there. He got smacked on top of the head. It will be the second team foul for Hesston. And it will go against Adrian Hernandez. His first.
First on Adrian Hernandez.
Kerr sets the inbounds here. We'll go to Leeds, get it right back. Now a reach by Jackson Fry. Kerr knocked down into the backcourt, and Fry never established separation there with Kerr, and finally they come in and call the foul. So Jackson Fry has picked up his second personal foul, third team foul. Promptly Garrett Roth takes Jackson Fry out of the game. That'll bring Daniel Lumbreras back into the contest. Just underway here. A rough start to the second quarter for both teams. Jacobson with it. Looks to Kerr. Kerr one-hands that one. Now spins off the defender. Goes to Kirby Davis. Davis on the drive. Went a little too soft and had it blocked. And Hesston comes away with it. Good drive there by Kirby. Needs to finish that a little stronger.
Yeah, he's got to take that and chest up with the defender there.
Hesston with it up top now. Hernandez lost the defender. He's going to pull up along the baseline from 10 and splash it home. Adrian Hernandez, 4 points for him, and we are tied at 13. 5:09 left to go here, second quarter. Jacobson with it on the left-hand side. Man-to-man defense here by the Swathers. Southeast trying to crack the code. Kerr has it on the right. Little spin move. Tries to get back to the basket. He's bumped. Took some steps, and they're going to say he traveled. 5 turnovers now on both of these teams. As Daniel Kerr on the drive got bumped there. Subsequently took a couple of steps, and they called the ladder.
Yeah, that's a judgment there, I guess, is the best way you can say it.
13-13, just under 5 minutes left to go. If you're tuning in late and you missed the girls' game, Hesston won 53-39 after this game was tied at halftime, 24-all. Maddie Harris, Brielle Potachik each had 12 points for the Lady Trojans. We'll try to see what Shauna Smith has on her mind at halftime of this contest. Here's Hernandez rising up, shooting and scoring. He now has 6, and he's given Hesston a 2-point lead. Hesston on a run here. They have won this quarter so far 6-0. As Southeast of Saline still looking for their first points of the second period. Kerr drives all the way to the free throw line. Out to Jacobson. Gannon on a beautiful spin move. Takes it to the rack and scores. Gannon Jacobson on the spin. Goes baseline and scores off the window.
That was a nice move.
Back to 15 all in the tie game. Halfway through the second quarter. Pretty good crowd tonight here in Hesston. Down low. Duchendorf has it. Now back out to Friesen. Friesen being hounded by Leeds defensively. Goes cross-court pass now to Hernandez. Hernandez lost the basketball but gets it back. He's guarded by Kerr. Now he's going to pull up in traffic. 2-pointer. Crawls out on him, no good. Loose ball down low. Jacobson's chopped at the ankles, but he flips it up to Daniel Kerr. Up the floor to Kirby Davis. Davis on a crossover, spin move, 12-foot jump shot. Makes it. Kirby Davis on a silky smooth move right in the lane. 17-15. That's a feel move, isn't it, Coach?
Yes,
to kind of see what the defender's doing?
Yes, it is. That was an outstanding move.
4 straight points now by Southeast. They lead it by 2. 3:12 left to go here before halftime. Over to the right-hand side. Duchendorf has it. He plays it into Friesen. Friesen trying to get some separation here between these Southeast defenders. Missed his first shot. Got the rebound, though, and put it back in. Second chance opportunities hurting Southeast here a little bit. As Reed Friesen has 4 points, he's got both of those baskets off of putbacks. Here's Owen Bailey for 3, a little too far out, and it's going to rim off no good. Hesston has it, and they want to run. Here comes the Swathers. Hernandez gets all the way to the paint, tried to buy a foul call. He cannot, and he lost the basketball. Up the floor to Bailey. He'll slave it in for Leeds, and he's fouled from behind. They're going to say just out of bounds, though. It will stay with Southeast.
Number 11, Ty Andrew in for Hesston.
Leeds might have got smacked across the face there.
He did. He got hit right in the face.
We don't have the best tickets in the gym, and I thought it was a clear foul from where we're sitting.
Yeah, he's running off to the training room. I think he's hurt.
Jacobson will inbounds here as Omar Calzada comes into the game for Leeds, who went to the locker room. Here's Davis. Over to Kerr. Kerr will get into the paint. Out to Davis. Kirby blow by on the defender. Had a shot blocked, though, by Friesen, who's protecting the rim.
He's got to go stronger.
Hesston pulls it away. Tie game at 17. Friesen try to reverse and go right hand on the left-hand side of the basket, and that left that one short. Southeast pulls away the rebound. Davis has it on the right wing. Free throw line extended. He'll find Bailey. Owen Bailey now. Plays it back left to Jacobson. 2 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Bailey, little pick and roll move there with Calzada. Omar can't get the soft jumper to go off the window. And Garrett Roth telling his guys he wants to slow it down. 1:45 left to go here before halftime. We're all tied up at 17 points apiece. Grady Gebhardt pops up off the bench. He'll come in at next whistle. Friesen inside, trying to back down Kerr. Kerr fell down to a knee. Friesen unable to get the basket. Calzada cleans it up. Long pass down the floor to Bailey. Cross court back to Kirby Davis for two. I don't know how Owen Bailey was able to do that. He was way up in the air and was able to go cross court from the coffin corner back and into the opposite side of the lane to Kirby Davis, and a full timeout called. Southeast of Saline up by 2. 1:24 left to go here in the second quarter. Back with more Trojan basketball in Hesston after this.
'Tis the season for savings at Prairie Land Partners with year-end holiday discounts. Right now, save big with $2,500 off select 1, 2, 3, and 5 series John Deere compact utility tractors. The gift giving doesn't stop there. Prairie Land Partners John Deere is making it even merrier with 0% financing for 72 months. Hurry into your local Prairie Land Partners for all the festive details.
Prairie Land Partners. It's the holidays, the most glorious time of the year. Friends and family coming to your home to celebrate with dinner, drinks, and that terrible, horrendous smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home and making your holiday stink. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you're asking for trouble. Call Saline Septic Service today, and we will make sure your holiday is jolly and bright. Saline Septic Service, wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas and worry-free holiday season.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
A spectacular play to prompt the timeout by Owen Bailey. It looked like that ball was going to go out of bounds. It was way up high, Coach. But Owen Bailey went up in the corner, saved it from going out of bounds, and also, in all the same motion, was able to find Kirby Davis coming on the opposite side of the lane.
It was a great play. That's all you can say.
6 quick points now in the quarter for Southeast of Saline to regain this lead. Here's a three-pointer that goes hard off the window by Hesston, but clinging it up is Daniel Lumbreras. Daniel Lumbreras has come in and given this Hesston team a spark. He has 4 points, and he is seemingly all over the place. Gebhardt with it. He'll play it to the right-hand side. Bailey has it. Now Calzada. Jacobson. Jacobson will swing it right to Kirby Davis. Bailey, little shot fake there. Southeast may be taking the clock down here and try to break this tie right before the buzzer. 30 seconds left to play. We're all knotted up at 19.
It'd be great if you can keep Daniel on the bench this last minute.
Daniel Kerr on the bench. Brenton Leeds in the locker room. And here's a ball that's deflected and taken away. They caught Grady Gebhardt over there on the sideline. 14 seconds left to go. Now Southeast has to turn their attention to defense. See if Hesston can break the tie before we break. 7 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Jackson Fry goes to the rim. Left to layup long, but it's put back in on a second chance opportunity. Carter Gonzalez comes coasting in. Nobody for Southeast was able to get a body on him, and that will be how the second period ends. 21-19 our score. Hesston leading southeast of Saline as we hit halftime. It's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. When we come back, we'll check the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. We'll also go over stats of the first half. We'll also see if Shauna Smith's available to join us. We'll talk about the southeast of Saline girls game from earlier on. Once again at halftime, 21-19. Halftime is here from Hesston. The Hesston boys lead southeast of Saline on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the southeast of Saline Trojans.
Hi everyone, it's Linnell Garrettson from SalineHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country, one call to me and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalineHomes.com.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime show, 21-19. Hesston scored right at the buzzer to break a tie as we go in with a 2-point lead for Hesston, 21-19 over southeast of Saline at the half. Time now to look back at our girls contest that happened earlier tonight with head coach Shauna Smith of the Southeast Lady Trojans. Coach, what did you think about your first game? This was a game that it just kind of seemed like the offense struggled a little bit. And I know you talked about that in our pregame conversation, was scoring and where those points would come from. And it looked like at times maybe the offense was just a little out of kilter early on.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I don't know if we really ran offense tonight.
Yeah.
I just thought they kind of pushed us out, and they were really physical and they were fast. And we just didn't really change anything, I guess you could say. And, the second quarter we kind of came on a run there a little bit, kind of got some things going there, but that was just kind of off of some, wasn't necessarily offense, it's some breakout stuff that came down and hit some threes on it.
This may be the million-dollar question in this game because it just kind of seemed like she could just never get established, and that's Lexi Jacobson. On offense, she wasn't really a threat all night long. And we talk about mismatches all the time. Sometimes if you have a bigger, slower girl, Lexi is going to excel, but there was not any of that tonight on Hesston's defense, and she had trouble getting into the offense, didn't she?
Yeah, like I said, she only had 2 points, and that was late in the game, and I'm sure she really technically had that many shots, put up that many shots.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go back and look at some film and see, because, things are, sometimes all of a sudden you watch film and things are really glaring at what we can do better, and you show the kids what that is.
One of the toughest things I thought I saw tonight for you was early games. Sometimes teams that have super active hands and they're kind of helter-skelter defensively give you problems because your brain is thinking so much about what you've practiced, and sometimes you're just a tick too slow. Did you see that with your team too?
Yeah, like I said, they were all, hands on us the whole time, very physical, and we never got real settled in, I wouldn't say. Maddie kind of up top there, but then, then again, it comes to just people putting the ball in the basket.
Early on, I know you not only have to establish chemistry and see what you want to do as far as patterns and substitutions and things like that, but you also have to build depth, and you and I talked about that before the game. How do you feel like some of the girls played coming off the bench, especially the younger girls?
No, I thought, Sutton Douglas came in, and I thought she did a solid job for us, and I thought Reagan Duran did a really good job. They had some moments that, we got on them or whatever when we were playing some defense or different things. But that'll always come. They're going to get better and better every night. But I thought they gave us some quality minutes.
This is a sprint before the holidays. We go about 3 weeks and play 6 games. Most of the games for southeast of Saline is on the road. When you're looking at just kind of the microcosm of what we're doing right now before the holiday break, what is it that you want to establish with this team? Because a lot of habits can be made in this early portion of the season, can't they?
Yeah, and I think, like I said, we're just going to have to go back and we're going to have to relook at offense and see what we need to do because we knew that's going to be one of the things, that just being undersized. And, next week we play Smoky Valley, and they're not any, they're actually probably a lot bigger than these guys are. They have more kids that are bigger. So that's something we have to take care of and take care of the ball a little bit better.
No doubt you'll get it figured out. The next one, like you said, on the road Tuesday against Smoky Valley. We'll talk to you then.
All right, thank you.
53-39, the final score. Hesston beats Southeast of Saline here tonight. We're back with more Southeast Halftime. It's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories here on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Saline Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Saline Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Saline Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salineortho.com.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
For a limited time, take advantage of savings on new Case IH specialty utility and all-purpose tractors with 2.5% interest for 84 months or cash back. With easy operation, Case IH tractors deliver the flexibility and durability your operation demands. Hurry in. Offer ends December 31st, 2023. Stop by Can Equip in Salina and set yourself up for greater productivity with a great deal on a Case IH tractor that works as hard as you do.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Welcome back here at halftime, brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. It's that time of year. If you're going to go to the stadium, you're going to tailgate, you're going to do some hunting, and you need a bed cover. And there's no better place to do it than at Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Call Nathan. Get a bed cover put on your truck. He has all kinds of types for all kinds of sizes of trucks at Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Let's go over first half stats for you. They're brought to you by the Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum. Bank where the Trojans bank, and that's in beautiful downtown Gypsum at Citizen State Bank. Leading the way and leading all scores for Southeast of Saline is Owen Bailey. 8 points. He scored all those in the first quarter. 5 points for Brenton Leeds. 4 points for Kirby Davis. 2 points for Gannon Jacobson. No free throws in that first half for Southeast of Saline's Trojans. For the Hesston Swathers, they were 3 of 6 from the free throw line. They were led by Adrian Hernandez, who had 6. 4 off the bench for Daniel Umbreras. 3 for Jackson Fry. 4 for Reed Friesen. 2 for Asher Duchendorf. And 2 for Carter Gonzalez. Turnovers on the Vanderbilt's turnover board. 5 for Southeast of Saline and 6 for the Hesston Swathers. Brings us to our halftime score of 21-19. Coach, your New Image Audio, keys to success for Southeast of Saline here in the second half. I imagine you got to keep the guys on the floor, right? You got tape on Owen Bailey's hands. You got Brenton Leeds going to the locker room, experiencing a little bit of sickness. They're both out there now, but other than that, what do you think?
Well, we got to keep our composure regardless. That's the number one thing. We got to continue to play hard, but we got to play smart because we don't have the depth that Southeast is used to. So we've got to keep these guys on the floor, like you said. And the last thing is, and I think we got bamboozled a little bit in the first half, we have to nullify them on the boards. We're not rebounding very well, particularly when they're shooting the basketball. They're getting a lot of second, third, fourth chances.
Yeah, at least 6 that I know solidly, maybe more than that, came on second chance opportunities, including the basket to end the half there that broke the tie, 21-19. Really nobody in foul trouble in this game. There are 3 Southeast of Saline players that have fouls, and they all have 2 fouls, so we'll keep an eye on that. Gannon Jacobson, Daniel Kerr, Kirby Davis, all starters have 2 fouls. Jackson Fry has 2 fouls for the Hesston Swathers as we come out of halftime with a score of 21-19. 2 quarters left to play here between two teams that have become very familiar with each other, not only early on but also at state tournament action.
And I think there's teams that have a chance to meet later on in the season again.
It won't be at the state tournament.
No, it won't be at the state tournament.
How about that news? Southeast of Saline is going to host a sub-state, huh?
I can't speak to that, but I'm glad it came from you.
It was on social media earlier.
Okay, that's a good deal.
I think AD Doug let it out. I'm just happy we're going to have one at Southeast. It's been a while.
I'll tell you what I'm happy for is these Southeast players that might have a chance to do something on their home court.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch both these teams grow. Brenton Leeds is going to try a three-pointer. He's back out there after going to the locker room in that second quarter. That one barely kisses the front of the rim and comes off to the Hesston Swathers. Swathers lead it by 2. Hernandez wants to take baseline. He's going to leave it off to Friesen, opposite side. Beautiful pass by Hernandez. Friesen can't do anything with it as he misses the first shot, taps it out of bounds, and it will go to Southeast of Saline. I think just right there in that little mini possession, you saw a much better effort of Southeast of keeping Friesen off that board.
Yeah, we did. And the thing I want to talk about just for a second is, Owen has to get consistent. I mean, he's going to shoot it.
Yeah.
We want him to shoot it, but he's got to be more consistent in if he misses a couple, he's got to hit one. He can't score the first 8 and not score again.
Yeah. 21-19. Gannon Jacobson trying to pull the trigger underneath. Can't find anybody. Now he's going to go way up high, and the ball goes into the backcourt. That's okay, though. It was never established with possession on the other side of the line. Daniel Kerr is going to run it down in Heston's lane on the other end of the floor. Now Jacobson can't catch the ball as it was a little bit behind him. It's a turnover, and Hesston all the way to the cup is going to have an and-one opportunity. Coasting in is Duchendorf, and he's going to get the and-one opportunity. Layup went in, free throw coming up, and the foul on Southeast of Saline. Kirby Davis will collect his third.
We'll take it back one possession. We missed a golden opportunity. We had a 3-on-2, and Kirby kind of threw a lazy pass. Brenton would have been able to probably dunk that.
Free throw is missed, but it goes off 2 Southeast players, and it will stay here with Hesston. About a minute into this third quarter, Hesston up by 4. It's their biggest lead so far.
Yeah, we've got to break this stem. We've got to stem the tide right here. There it is.
Here's a pass that is thrown into the backcourt. Kirby Davis comes up with it amongst a lot of reaching hands, and I believe this is going to be the third foul on Hernandez. Couple of different Swathers in there. Adrian Hernandez is going to pick up his second. I'm sorry, I thought it was his third. So 2 fouls now on Adrian Hernandez. And Southeast will keep it. Daniel Kerr will inbound in front of Coach Joe Ross and the Southeast of Saline bench. Brenton leads with it. Now they fire it to the corner on the left-hand side to Jacobson. Over to Bailey. Now back over to Kerr. Kerr skip pass back to Leeds. He has a three-pointer in this game. Here's Bailey driving in, left it hard off the window, and the weak side rebound taken in by Blake Hansen. He wants to run up the left-hand side. Hernandez has it, though. He'll tap the brakes and slow it down. Now exploding into the lane. A fadeaway jump shot is up and good. Adrian Hernandez has 8, and this Hesston lead has grown to 6. Kerr with it, center of the floor.
Crucial possession for the Trojans right here.
Kerr will pull up from the free throw line. That one rattled in and out, hit both sides of the rim.
Still a good shot. He just didn't make it.
Jackson Fry has it. Now he'll walk it up the floor. Fry started fading to the right. Pass up high, poked out of there by Leeds. Fry gets it right back. He works his way inside, trying to score on Jacobson. He got Gannon up in the air, and Gannon will commit the foul as he comes back down and send Jackson Fry to the free throw line.
Yeah, kid had himself bottled in there on that baseline. If we just would have stayed down on the floor and stayed tall, we probably would have created a turnover there.
Fry has not scored a field goal tonight, but he is 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Now make it 4 of 5. That's where all 4 of his points have come from in this game. He'll get another attempt here. Try to put Hesston up by 8. Left-handed free throw is up off the front of the rim, no good. Kirby Davis with the rebound for Southeast. 26-19, 2 minutes into the second half. Still early here in the third period. Kirby Davis has it on the right-hand side. Now around to Brenton Leeds. Daniel Kerr has it. Now back to Bailey. He'll quick fire a three. That one got deflected when it came out of the shoot from Bailey, and Leeds fighting for the rebound. Hits the deck with Adrian Hernandez. The arrow at the table will say this is Hesston's basketball. For the Swathers.
Did we get the ball to start the second half?
Yes.
We did.
Doing a little maintenance on the floor there. A wet spot that the Hesston players recognized. Officials letting them clean it up. Before we get back to play here, Southeast showing a little bit of full court pressure here. Trying to speed Hesston up. This is a Hesston team that has played slower than any other Hesston team I remember.
Yes.
Walking the ball up the floor on occasion. See what they draw up here. Settle into their half-court offense with Southeast of Saline ratcheting up the defense in their man-to-man. Here's a guarded jumper by Friesen. That's no good. Bailey on the backside, elevating for the rebound. He'll leave it off to Brenton Leeds, all the way to the cup for two. What a beautiful break out of a rebound for Southeast of Saline. It ends up with Brenton Leeds in the first basket of the quarter for Southeast.
Great hands and great body control by Brenton.
Jackson Fry just went around his back on the way to the rack, and he cannot get it to go down. Here comes Southeast back the other way. Kerr has it. He'll snap a crossover on Libreris. Get to the 10-foot mark. Fade away at 12. That won't go down. Freeze it inside. Cleans it up for Hesston.
Got to have Danny hit one here pretty soon.
He has struggled here early on shooting the basketball in this game. Fry trying to drive on Kerr now. Leaves it off to Hernandez, who has a wide open baseline. And he's going to slam it in reverse and finish on the opposite side. Adrian Hernandez in double digits with 10. 28-21. 4.5 minutes left to go here in the third. Kerr with it. Shoved in the back on the way to the basketball in the backcourt. And this will be a foul on Friesen. His second of the night. Second team foul. Both teams have 2 fouls.
21.
With 4:27 left to go here in the third.
4 Asher Dutchendorf and 34 Carter Gonzalez.
Next week, basketball in full swing. A lot of early season tournaments going on. Southeast does not participate in one of those, but they will be in Lindsborg to play Smoky Valley on Tuesday and then have their home opener on Friday against Beloit. And another player control foul that has been the popular item in this game. This one goes against Brenton Leeds, his first.
Tough call. I think if Brenton would have went ahead and shot the basketball, he probably would have got an and one.
Sometimes you see officiating crews, it's like the dessert table at Thanksgiving, man. You just get into one call and you just can't get out of it, you know? There's a drive by Hernandez. Strong finish at the rim, but the ball will not go down for him, and the rebound cleaned up by Southeast of Saline. Jacobson with it. He'll play it to Gebhardt. Grady has come into this game. Now to Kerr. Long distance three. That won't go off the front of the rim. Look at Gebhardt, though, inside, fighting 2 Swathers for the basketball, and he's going to draw the possession for Southeast of Saline. They will have it on the baseline. Grady in there with some grit. Followed that shot in from his teammate, Kerr, and saved that possession for the Trojans. Jacobson trying to inbound here. He gets it to Kerr. Kerr sprung free late and was open there. He'll go to Bailey. Now back to Kerr, operating on the baseline. He's being hand-checked all over the place, and he will be fouled eventually.
Second personal on Daniel Libreris.
So Daniel Libreris will pick up his second personal foul. Both teams now with 3 team fouls. Trying the flat inbounds once again. Same inbounds play as the last time. Kerr has it again. Now to Gebhardt. Now they come back to Bailey. Bailey lost his footing. Now he's going to fall down. Ball springs free. Kerr's going to pick it up. Kerr now to Gebhardt. Now back right-hand side, Jacobson. Gannon looking inside at Leeds. Leeds is pointing to him to go the opposite way. He does so now to Daniel Kerr. Kerr leaves it off in the corner for Bailey's three-pointer. It's good. Three-pointer for Owen Bailey. It is his third of the night, and a timeout called. It's a 30-second timeout, and we'll step away. 3:16 left to go here in the third. It's a 4-point game with Hesston leading 28-24 here on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Every single Southeast of Saline basketball game will be live streamed with free video on SalinaPost.com. Have a bunch of great partners that help us make that happen. And tonight, it's L&L Advisors. Open enrollment time until December 7th. You want to trust the experts at L&L Advisors. 2 locations in Salina and 1 in McPherson. 28-24, Hesston leading by 4. 3:10 left to go here in the third quarter. Devin Haney, Francis Flax back here at Hesston High, where the Swathers have the basketball. Friesen has it up top. Now he'll play it off to Jackson Fry. Little switch there defensively by Southeast of Saline. Friesen has Kerr trapped down low, and he's going to turn and score. Just a bad switch there for Southeast, Coach.
Yeah, and the kid did a good job of backing in there, though, and got great position.
Here's Bailey, a long-distance three after he got his defender in the air. That one's barely going to hit the backboard, and it comes off to Hesston on the opposite side. Here come the Swathers. Fry all the way down the lane, gets turned around, and somehow finds enough of the window that it goes in. First field goal of the night for Jackson Fry. It's an 8-point lead now as Hesston scores 4 in a row. Boy, this game just teetering back and forth. Here's Kerr. Baseline pass to Jacobson. Jacobson was stripped, and the official said he traveled with it. Interesting call. Kerr will come out. Kirby Davis will come in. So it'll be Davis, Gebhardt, Jacobson, along with Leeds and Bailey for Southeast of Saline. 2:15 left to play in the third.
Need to get a stop here pretty soon before it gets away from us.
Luchendor with it. He goes high post to Friesen. Friesen tries to score on Leeds. He cannot. And the ball now in question is Gebhardt again. Hits the deck with a Hesston Swather. And it's Adrian Hernandez. Arrow in favor of Hesston. It will stay here with the Swathers. Here's Leeds deflecting the inbounds. He'll chase it down to the corner and save it. He's in a trap, but he gets it out to Jacobson. Here comes Gannon across the center court stripe. Wants to go to Kirby Davis. He gets it to him on the handoff. Now Davis tried a cross-court pass there, and it's going to be taken away. Fry all the way to the cup. Post in for the layup. Back-to-back buckets by Jackson Fry. And all of a sudden a 10-point lead here for Hesston. Southeast not taking care of the basketball. 90 seconds left to go here in the third period. And here's a foul on Hernandez. He knocked Cannon Jacobson down to the ground. For Adrian Hernandez, that will be number 3. So he will check out. Also, Brent Leeds going out of the game. Omar Calzada into the game for Southeast. Need a good 86 seconds here for Southeast to close back here. They're down by 10 as we end the third quarter. Jacobson inside. He'll play it back out now to Bailey. They'll work it around Gebhardt. Now Davis. Davis wants to drive, and he's hand-checked. This will be free throws for Southeast of Saline now, as Hesston has just committed their 5th team foul of the quarter. And that is the third personal foul on Reed Friesen. So 2 of the starters, the 2 leading scorers for Hesston, have 3 fouls.
Kirby Davis.
Well, perhaps in the fourth quarter we'll go at those guys a little bit.
Omar Calzada will shoot 2 shots.
They put Omar Calzada at the line. The line. I thought it was Kirby Davis that got fouled. And Calzada misses the free throw.
Number 22, Daniel Guerrero.
I think Bryson Flax is asking why.
I mean, Kirby went right to the line. He's the one that got knocked down.
Yeah. They called him off and switched him out. I mean, I don't know that one is better than the other free throws, but that was just strange. Calzada missed them both. 1:13 left to go. Still a 10-point lead here for Hesston. The Swathers have the basketball back. Jackson Fry has it up top. He's going to cross over on Jacobson. Now look for somebody cross court. Finds Duchendorf. Now to Libreris. Libreris, big crossover. Loses his man. It's blocked inside, but a foul called on Southeast of Saline defensively.
They called that on Kirby.
Kirby Davis.
That is going to be 4 fouls on Kirby Davis.
Will shoot 2 shots.
Daniel Libreris will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. First free throw attempts of the night. He has 4 points. Free throw is up and good.
Number 5,
Daniel Kerr back into the game. He will replace Davis with those 4 fouls. We haven't talked about it much, if at all, late tonight, but Southeast is playing without Connor Castleman, one of their projected starters, which hurts depth and also things that have been worked on.
Yeah, it does. It really throws you off.
There's a three-pointer by Duchendorf, and it's up and good.
If you work the whole practice schedule and you figured out your starting 5 and your rotation, and today one guy isn't here, that throws everything out.
You learn on game day. That's the kicker. 36 seconds left to go. 38-24. Hesston just keeps extending this lead. It's been a rough quarter offensively for Southeast.
Yeah, we're getting careless with it now.
Turned it over there. 10 turnovers now. And Heston's going to close out the quarter with the basketball, as it appears they're going to try to extend their 14-point lead before the fourth quarter. Jackson Fry has it. He's standing on the Hesston Swather logo at center court. He'll take the clock down to 10. Lob pass. Now stolen away by Daniel Kerr. Kerr all the way into the lane. Left-handed shot rolls home. Daniel Kerr flips the script that time on Hesston. Then he's able to get a basket to end the quarter. And it's 38-26 at the end of 3. When we come back, fourth and final quarter action. You can listen to it right here on KINA or watch live stream video on SalinePost.com. Brought to you by L&L Advisors.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan sports program.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
38-26 our score. Hesston leading over Southeast of Saline. Fourth quarter is upon us. And it's a 12-point deficit that Southeast of Saline has to try to overcome here. That third quarter was rough on Southeast. They only managed 7 points. They were outscored 17-7. The Southeast committed 5 turnovers in that third period.
And most of those turnovers were converted into buckets. And that's a tough deal.
Leeds, Kerr, Gebhardt, along with Bailey and Jacobson on the floor for Southeast of Saline. Gebhardt has it. He'll swing it off to the left-hand side. Bailey to look at 3. Now he's going to drive by his defender. Leave it off opposite side for Jacobson. Gebhardt thought about a 3. He was closed up on. He'll give it to Gannon Jacobson for a 3 that's no good. And a rebounding foul will be whistled here against Grady Gebhardt, his first.
Well, I've seen a couple things tonight, Devin. First of all, we can't be down on these guys. We need Connor back. But you know Gannon can score. Daniel can score, and they haven't scored tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So just give it some time, and let's just stay with these guys. It isn't going to be like last year, but I think it's going to be darn good.
There's a drop step inside off of a feed from the outside. Adrian Hernandez will score. That is 7 and 8 now for him, as this lead it back to 14. That equals the biggest lead of the night for Hesston. Bailey with it, has it poked away, gets it back though, as he is going back and forth with Jackson Fry, who's hounding him defensively. Here's Jacobson. And it's the term magic minutes, right, Coach? I mean, these guys just need to play. Other than Care, these guys haven't been on a varsity floor. Daniel does score on cue. And playing time can really be the best thing for him.
This is the best training you can have.
40-28. They go to Hernandez inside again. He's trying to operate on Care. Daniel there not giving up an inch. He knocked him to the ground. A foul will be on Care as he helps Hernandez back to his feet. Adrian will visit the free throw line. So Adrian Hernandez tonight 0 of 2 from the free throw line. That goes all the way back in the first quarter. He has 8 points. It's a shooting foul here. 2 free throws. First free throw by Hernandez is up and good. Second free throw attempt, also good.
You know, I haven't been to a practice, and let's get back to Connor Castleman in a minute. Danny has to handle the ball the entire night, and maybe Connor could relieve some of that and give Daniel some other opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Care down the floor, flips it out to Gebhardt, gets it right back, now goes back to Grady. One of the Hesston guys hit the deck. Gannon Jacobson comes free. He's going to shoot the 3. That's no good. And Brenton Leeds is going to clean it up and put it back in. Brenton now has 9 points in this game. Can't see who that is. Looks like Adrian Hernandez. He gets up and it is. Hernandez there on the deck, and he's going to get up limping a little bit. Always hard to tell what happens inside. Could be a rolled ankle, could be a knee to the thigh.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of things happening.
It does not look major, so I assume he'll be back in a couple. No, they're taking him to the training room.
42-30. He's going to take that shoe off. They're going to look at the foot and the ankle. Hesston has the basketball and a 12-point lead. Carter Gonzalez with the ball. He'll swing it off to the right-hand side. Now an open shooter along the baseline. That shot's going to miss. Leeds will clean it up. Good to see Brenton Leeds back out there, seemingly full force in the second quarter after he left, in the second half after he left the game in the second quarter. Here's Care with a spin move. He's being double teamed. Pitches it out to the left-hand side to Sam Knopf, and it goes right between the wickets through Knopf's legs and out of bounds.
Unfortunate turnover there. Got to take advantage when their best offensive player's out of the game.
5:30 left to go here in Hesston. It's a 12-point lead for the Swathers. Fry will drive. He'll kick it out for a 3. That's missing. Carter Gonzalez with a rebound on the backside. Now he has it tipped up in the air. A couple of Swathers collide, and it's going to end up with a layup on the right-hand side from Ty Unruh, who had a little bit of a sense of, look what I found. 44-30. Care up top, had the basketball tipped away. Now he's fighting off a double team. Ball springs free. And it's tipped back and bounced by Southeast. And it's Friesen for Hesston that comes away with it. Now Care takes it from him. Care has a Swather at his ankles. He's going to save it back to Knopf. Knopf up the floor to Bailey. Bailey's going to get in the lane. Leaner won't go. Leeds fighting for the rebound. Tips it back to Owen Bailey off the window, and it won't fall down. But free throws coming up here for Southeast of Saline's Owen Bailey.
Third personal on Jackson Fry.
Do I credit each team with 3 turnovers there in that little sequence? Holy cow.
There's a lot of stuff happened there.
Yes, it was. 44-30.
Need instant replay to figure it out.
Yep. 14-point deficit. Southeast of Saline at the free throw line trying to cut into that. Bailey's free throw is up off the front of the rim and no good. Adrian Hernandez is back into the game. Good to see him back on the floor.
Also number 4, Asher Dutchendorf.
Asher Dutchendorf back out on the floor too. He'll replace Friesen. Carter Gonzalez was the other swather that went out. Bailey with the shot off the back of the rim on the second free throw. He missed them both. Got the rebound back, though. His jump shot from the left elbow won't go down either. And Hesston with the basketball. Jackson Fry with it. Guarded closely by Jacobson. Now they play it in down low to Hernandez. He tries to go underneath the rim and finish on the opposite side. That one's a wild shot. Cleaned up there by Leeds. Daniel Kerr with it. Left-hand side, Jacobson. He'll step into a three. That's no good. Bailey came crashing from the other side, tried to get the rebound, but it bounced back to where he came from. And here's Lumbreras with a shot. That's blocked by Kerr. Jacobson will take it away. Up the floor, left-hand side to Kerr. Now to Knopf. Back to Kerr, and it's intercepted. Taken away before it even got to Danny.
Walk.
Yeah, they blatant traveling violation. That was not called. And Heston's going to end up scoring on that. Ty Unruh gets his second layup of the night. And a full timeout. We'll step away. 3:49 left to play here. 46-30. Hesston leads it by 16 on KINA.
Troublesome car repair? Everyone has told you it cannot be fixed or it's way too expensive? Try McKim Auto Service in Gypsum, Kansas. They do quick, dependable work and provide the lowest hourly rate in the area. McKim Auto will service your vehicle from front to back and everything in between. They treat you and your car like a friend or even family. McKim Service specializes in engine and transmission rebuilds. 701 Maple, Gypsum, Kansas. Wouldn't trust anyone else with my family car. So, if your repair seems grim, remember McKim. Give them a call today to make your appointment.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Saline Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at SalinePainClinic.org.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
3:50 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 46-30 is the score. Hesston leading over Southeast of Saline as we've kicked off a brand new basketball season and working our way towards a holiday break. We'll have a lot of games for you, not only here on KINA, but also on SalinaPost.com with live stream video, Sacred Hearts games. All will be found on Salina Post. We'll also have some Game of the Weeks going on. We'll have full coverage of the Chapman Irish Classic next week involving the Chapman Irish and the Sacred Heart Knights. We'll also have Salina South and Salina Central next Friday night on Salina Post. Britton leads with the basketball. He'll play it off right to Grady Gebhardt. 3:35 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Kirby Davis with it now to Leeds. Leeds bobbled it, but got it back and played it to Gebhardt. Gebhardt up near the timeline, looking for somebody available. He's going to find Daniel Kerr. Kerr on the left wing. Back to Jacobson. Now to Davis, who steps in the keyhole. And boy, this Hesston defense is not relaxing with less than 3.5 minutes to go. Here's Kerr hoisting up a forced three-pointer, and that one's going to go over the backboard and out of bounds.
Number 3,
3:09 left to go.
Well, you got to give credit to Hesston.
Sure.
Their defense has been very good. And like I mentioned earlier, we've got to get some guys that can score. Can't rely on one.
Here's a foul at the timeline. It's going to be whistled on Gannon Jacobson.
Fourth personal on Gannon Jacobson.
For Gannon gets his third personal foul. They're saying fourth on the board, okay? Right or not, they're still in control, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Third team foul for Southeast of Saline. Jackson Fry has it. He takes it under 3 minutes left to go. Swinging it around. Blake Hansen has it. Now to Friesen along the baseline. Back out to Fry. Three-pointer on the way is good. Jackson Fry has 11. This is probably a guy for Hesston. He's going to be fun to watch develop, too, along the year.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Here's Kerr getting into the paint. His runner. And, of course, the left hand is up and good. Daniel Kerr now with 6. 49-32. The ball on the floor. It's Kerr and Gebhardt over there with it, and Kerr tips it out to Gannon Jacobson, who was nearby. Back over to Daniel Kerr. He's stripped from behind, and it's taken away. Jackson Fry took it from him. Saved it back inbounds to a teammate. Under 2 minutes left to go.
Danny looks like he's about exhausted.
He really does, yep. Here's Jacobson on the takeaway up the floor to Brenton Leeds, and he was stripped away in the lane. Still trying to fight for it, though, and Hesston has a partial hold on the ball as they're on the baseline, so it'll stay with Southeast of Saline.
22, Daniel Rivera.
1:42 left to go, 49-32. Just 8 players have seen the floor tonight for Southeast of Saline, and it's a full timeout called by Hesston. 1:42 left to go. We'll step away one more time. Back to finish this one out here on KINA.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
Salina Post and KINA, your home for all things Trojan. The Southeast of Saline Trojan sports stream live on the Salina Post, and you can always listen at 910 AM, 107.5 FM, or at 910KINA.com.
Home Automotive Center in Abilene and Salina has been named Dealer Raider in 2023 for Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. What's that mean? It means when you buy a vehicle at Home Automotive, you will receive the absolute best in service now for the 11th consecutive year in Abilene and the first for the new Salina location. Home Automotive just keeps exceeding your expectations because you are the #1 priority, and that is just one reason why. When you shop at Home Automotive Center in Abilene and Salina, you're going to be glad you did.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Back here in Hesston, checking the Bennington State Bank scoreboard, and a team that we will see 1 week from tonight in the home opener at Southeast of Saline is the Beloit Trojans. They got a victory tonight in their first attempt. They beat Concordia 82-53. So Ryan Eilert's guys lighting up the scoreboard in their first outing of the season. 49-32 here. Hesston leading Southeast of Saline. Daniel Kerr fires a 3 out of the break. That won't go. And Hesston has the basketball with 90 seconds left to play. Swathers bring it up the floor. For the most part, starters on the floor still on both sides. Daniel Limbreras hands it off to Jackson Fry, who gets to the rim. His shot won't go. Still in the custody, though, of Adrian Hernandez. He's blocked from behind, and it's taken away by Daniel Kerr. Up the floor, here comes Southeast. Bailey, a baseline jumper. That won't go. Brenton Leeds battling inside. Can't get the rebound. Under a minute left to go. High-profile game in college basketball tonight, too, in Lawrence at Allen Fieldhouse. KU taking on UConn, and they are nearing halftime. KU with an 8-point lead, 38-30. KU comes into this game ranked 5th, and UConn 4th. A perfect 7-0 in the nation. 49-32. Hesston dribbling this one out. They're down to a half a minute. Stick with us in postgame. We'll have final numbers for you. We'll also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game and conversation with Coach Bryson Flax. That's all coming up in postgame in about a half a minute of scoreboard time. Looks like Garrett Roth is going to clear his Hesston bench and bring 5 new guys out onto the floor. Omar Calzada is going to come in for Daniel Kerr for Southeast of Saline.
Joe Humphreys, Gavin Larson.
Hesston with the basketball. They throw it into the backcourt. Ty Unruh has it. He scored a couple of baskets here in this fourth quarter. 4 points on the night for him. Collision here with Jacobson. Lost the basketball. Jacobson on the floor after it. And it's going to be a jump ball situation. 18 seconds left here in a 17-point game. Gannon Jacobson hitting the deck trying to get that basketball.
Yeah, it's a good hustle. We're, we're just like a lot of teams. We're young, we're inexperienced. We have to learn, but this is the best training you can get.
Yes, sir. Clock down to 10. Looks like it's going to be a clean sweep for the Hesston Slothers. They're going to win the girls and the boys games. And that is something that did not happen to Southeast of Saline last year. There was not a single night that Southeast of Saline lost to both boys and girls games.
And that's pretty remarkable. You go through a 20-game regular season.
And it may go back further than that. I'm going to have to check the records, and I'll have it for you on Tuesday. How's that? 49-32, the final score. Hesston is going to defend their home court, and they are also going to extend that winning streak to 26 games. Their last loss was 1 year ago, just southeast of Saline. 49-32, the final score. When we come back on the Commercial Tire Center postgame report, final stats, Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game, and a conversation with head coach Bryson Flax after this on KINA.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out.